I'm ready. It's your camera. You got to do the. You got to do what Kobe used to do. ISO.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Yes, sir.
Boy.
What it do, what it don't, what it is, and what it ain't. It's your boy, Don Otaku, aka Don Solo, aka Solo the Don, aka Solo D Swaggy, aka the first party exclusive. And of course, I am here with Subeg, aka Subeg, aka the Green Thumb, aka the Gaming Gardener, aka what you got for me today?
Bro, I don't even know. AKA the Water Tribe this time. I'm a part of Water.
All right. And this is Project Untitled. No, it's not. This is Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast, episode 40. I'm for real this time because I definitely got it wrong last time. Right? It is.
I don't know, bro.
It's 40.
I thought it was 41, to be honest.
41? Hold on.
Oh, bro, why do we do this every time? That's hella funny.
See, the only reason I can keep track of Project Untitled is because I usually do the thumbnail and everything right before the podcast, but I haven't done the thumbnail yet since we put it out the day after. Okay, it is 41. I'm tripping. 41. For real. All right. And I don't even remember my intro. And
guy.
you already know what's up. But what's up, Subeg? How's it going?
What's up, bro?
How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just been doing homework, and then I just been writing and stuff like that. But I'm good. Just been grinding.
You was grinding out some articles, bro. I saw that.
I know. I sacrificed. I procrastinated on my homework to do that, but it's okay. It's my workload this week wasn't too bad, so.
I'm actually surprised to see you up because when I woke up for work at 5 a.m., you were still up from last night.
Yeah.
But
all good.
Glad you could make it. But yeah, man. Anything before the show? Like before the games? Anything?
No, I mean I've been hitting the gym, and I've been even working out at home too. I've just been laying out my yoga mat and just trying to just build up a sweat. Honestly, just keep on just pushing, keep on going.
That's what's up. Yeah, honestly, I haven't been doing anything too much either.
I want to play more games, honestly.
I actually haven't been playing too much this week because
me neither.
I've been writing and playing more Fantasy Life, which we'll get into. But yeah, man,
yeah, for sure.
Nothing too crazy though. I made some pupusas for breakfast.
Ooh,
that shit was fire.
It's like it has cheese in it, right? It's like
cheese and it's cheese and chicharron, which is pork, just like minced pork. It's really good. But my girl's supposed to bake it, but then she abandoned the project, so I had to take over, and it was great. But
nice.
Yeah, man. Other than that, just been chilling. And actually been watching watching movies and watching some shows with my girl, and we finished Ironheart, which is the new Marvel series with Riri Williams, which is kind of a Iron Man successor, but not really. But I went into the show kind of like I'm not expecting too much from this show, but I will be happy to be like, if it's good, I'll be straight. But I'm not really expecting much from it, and it actually turned out way better than I expected. There's actually some surprising elements that they introduced into the show that I wasn't expecting. I don't really like Riri Williams, like how they portray her in the show. She's super whiny and kind of incompetent for like the first 5 episodes, but then she like finally it's her real like coming of age kind of story, where this is her actually becoming a hero. As in, like, when we saw her in Black Panther 2, she had the suit, but she was not trained, and she wasn't really trying to be a hero. She just happened to be a genius who was able to make a suit like Iron Man, and then shit happened because of that. Like, shit went down because of that. But she, like, by the end of the episode, I was like, okay, if like now I can actually see her as a like a character that I can enjoy. But I just didn't like her character like prior to that last episode. But I think they did a really good job with the show and the story and everything. Even the CGI for it being a Marvel show, because usually the Marvel shows are not on the same level as the movies. They did a pretty good job, especially with like the practical effects of the suit. I love that she has an actual mechanical suit, like the classic Iron Man, versus the nano suit shit that you always see now from like ever since Iron Man, or what was it, Civil War. He's always had that nano suit where it just kind of materializes onto him, instead of like the cool setup where it just kind of like slowly builds up onto him. They brought that back for Ironheart, and I love like every scene of her either like putting the suit on or getting out of the suit. It just looks so good. But yeah, the show actually surprised me, so I actually recommend it.
Is it live action or is it
Yeah, it's live action. But yeah, other than that though, nothing yet. Just waiting for the official release date for Superman, the official premiere, because everybody's watching it now if they got the early access. I'm actually pretty jealous.
It's crazy that they're doing that for movies now too.
Yeah. I saw Neo GameSpark's impressions of Superman, and that was enough for me to know that this about to be special. So can't wait. But let's go ahead and get into the games. I'll actually go first because I really have not been playing much.
Yeah.
Rematch. That's it. And Fortnite, but still on Rematch. I've not been able to progress from Gold 3. Every time I win a couple of games, I lose like 3, and then I end up back where I started. Teammates. Now I definitely see what you're talking about, because
They're bad, bro. they're awful. The randos in that game are garbage. They're just,
bro. The worst thing is having a team like three people in a squad, and then like 2 randoms. Like you're playing with 3 people in a squad, and then like you're one of the randoms with them, and they'll like they'll be talking on the mic, and then they'll just be like, "Oh man, I can't believe I missed that. Oh, I accidentally passed. My bad, bro." And then as soon as you make a mistake, they're all, "Man, what the fuck wrong with you?" Like, I'm like, y'all will literally excuse anything that your friends do. But as soon as one of us make a mistake, y'all want to get all butthurt. When y'all been making mistakes this whole time, y'all the reason that we losing. But yeah, I had to turn my mic on a few times. I had to cuss.
Bro, I don't even do that like on Xbox, right?
Oh no, I mean, well, yeah, PC, Xbox. It's still Xbox at the end of the day. Because it's Xbox who, like, you can report to Xbox. I had to report some dude for because he was just trash, bro, and he let this goal in that was just the most easiest save, bro. And everyone started spamming nice job in the quick chat for like, so we started spamming that, and then he gonna start own goaling until we lost the match. So I reported him. I don't know if anybody else did, but I reported his ass. Counted. But yeah, bro. Rematch is something for sure. Playing ranked, I can't stand any of these dudes.
Bro, rematch is amazing, man.
But it's great though.
Yeah.
But
it's so fun.
Other than that, I just been kind of jumping into fantasy life just because I'm writing my review still, so I have to jump in every now and then to remember and refresh myself on some things. But I did just get a review code a month and a half early for this new game, and I'm super excited because I have a preview embargo, and then I have like the review embargo, but I have plenty of time to really sink my teeth in to this game.
Month and a half?
Yeah, bro. I was super surprised when Arcade had hit me up. But I have a lot of time to really sink my teeth into this game, and it's one that I'm really excited for too. So haven't started it yet because I really just want to finish up this fantasy life review, but I'll be jumping into that soon and going. I'll definitely try to get as much done before Donkey Kong comes out, because I'm also going to be reviewing that as well. But since that's not, like, I'm not going to meet the embargo because I haven't got a code for it, so I'm probably going to put more priority on the story. But yeah, that's all I've been on. No, haven't really got too much gaming in. Obviously Fortnite, but there hasn't been any like big updates, so nothing really to talk about there. But what you been on, bro?
Outside of all the stuff that I was talking about in the previous weeks, because I'm still grinding away at all that stuff. Like in Ninja Gaiden, I'm on I think I'm on the 11th chapter, so it's like I tried a couple things, but I dropped them after I tried Bloodstain, but honestly, I was playing it and I'm like, if I want to play a Metroidvania, I should like go and play like Ori or something like that, like something I haven't finished. That's new. I don't know, it kind of just felt like.
Wait, which Ori didn't you finish?
I didn't finish the second one.
Oh.
I didn't even really play the second one that much. Yeah, so it's pretty much it's gonna be new to me when if and when I go back and play it.
It's time, bro.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like bro. It didn't feel good. The game.
What?
Honestly,
you mean on the Xbox One?
Bloodstained.
Oh,
no,
Bloodstained. Bloodstained?
Yeah.
Did it feel good? I mean,
nah.
Do you like Castlevania? Because it just feels like Castlevania. Just.
I see.
So if you're not used to like the classic Castlevania feel, then I understand, because it's a stiffer Metroidvania than like
that's what
something as fluid
as
Ori or But
Yeah.
I think as you progress, you'll start to like all of that starts to go away the more you progress
Oh,
in the
okay.
game.
They probably give you moves and stuff like that, right? Like stuff to your arsenal,
Yeah.
like double jumps and like dashes and all that shit.
Yeah,
I get it.
it starts to feel
But
better. It definitely starts off kind of dry though. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, okay. Oh, so I should still, because I still have it installed on the Steam Deck, so I could still go back to it, but I uninstalled it on my PC. I'm
Bloodstained is
like, I'll play something
definitely
else on
one
here.
of. I always say this because I say that I don't 100% games, but when I really love a game, that's when I will actually do it. Bloodstained
Yeah.
is one of those few games that I love so much that I 100% it. Like literally everything that the game has to offer, I did. I put. Actually, let me look at my Steam because I put a shit ton of hours into it.
Maybe it could be like a
58
art
hours.
design thing, or like a visual design thing. I don't know.
Also, I modded the game. The visual,
Oh.
yeah, I like visual mods on. So the game actually probably looked better than what I'm used to, or what you're playing
What
right
I
now.
played, yeah.
Also,
Okay,
also
yeah.
nude mods, but that
That's
has
hella
nothing to do
fun.
with it.
I should actually look up some mods and see how it looks. Ritual of the Night modded. Anyway, so outside of that, I did try or I am still playing KCD1. I got out of the first initial area because when you boot up in the game, it's like you have to do some tasks for your dad, and then like stuff pops off, and then you have to like run away to like a town. So I did all that, and I'm in the town now. So I'm progressing a little bit. I think I've only have like an hour, but I feel like I still am in the tutorial though. Seems like
it's definitely
there's a lot
long intro.
yeah. I feel like there's a lot the game's trying to teach me. So I'm trying to give it its time. I've played it on my PC and the deck as well. So because I have it on Xbox because I bought it a long time ago for hella cheap, like $7-8, but it's only 30 FPS on even the Series X and PS5.
Yep.
So they never went back and updated it. So I seen it was like less than $5 on Steam or whatever. So I just picked it up, and it runs good. They don't have like no DLSS or anything like that. So, but yeah, I'm trying to enjoy it because the combat kind of sucks, but the game still looks really good, and I like how like it feels like there is actual choice and consequence in that game. So and I like that when games do that. So I'm gonna try to also give it its fair shake. But yeah, rematch still, bro. That game is so fun. I just like I be trying to like pass it to my teammate to like communicate without really talking, right? Like it's like let's work together. Like when I get the ball, I do kick it off the wall now a lot. Ever since like we've played, like that taught me like that it does a lot. But it's like when I do that, sometimes it's like the teammates aren't like
They're
there
not there.
for it, you know? Yeah, like they're not there for it. Like they're off doing whatever. like I don't even know what they're. Sometimes I even like match up with people that be like fight, like my own teammates be trying to get the ball for me, like they be running up to me and get the ball, and it's like, bro, like I'm gonna pass it to you, just go get open, or just wait for it, or you know, like because like I feel like I'm good at getting past the initial defender because I know how to dribble and I know how to like do the little move that kicks the ball up like over your head. But yeah, that game is fun. But yeah, nothing much outside of that. Those games.
I do have 2 games that I'm planning on playing because you know I've been hating a lot on some games lately.
Yeah.
And I've decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give 2 games that I've been hating on another chance.
Mm-hmm.
And I've 2 of them downloaded. I'll barely play. I basically just redid the intro for one of them, but I haven't touched the other one yet. One of them is Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
And then the other one is Death Stranding.
Let's go. Hey.
So I'll see.
Kojima's the GOAT, bruh.
If I'm not depending on like how my reviews are gonna be coming along,
Yeah.
I'll see about playing some Death Stranding.
That's hella funny.
But
the cool thing about Death Stranding is like you don't really have to play it for that long. Like you can just jump into it for like 20-30 minutes and then jump out if you want. Like help build a bridge, or help build a zip line, or just go deliver a package or something, or go into a meal camp or something like that. So it's really bite-sized in that way. But I would say Cyberpunk's very like it's like when you're in it, it's like you don't want to like get out, you know. I actually re-downloaded Cyberpunk too, but I just wanted to re-download it just so I could benchmark my PC, because the benchmarking tool in that game is really good. So
yeah, I have everything. I have everything maxed except I don't have path tracing on. That's the only thing that isn't on, but everything else is maxed. And it's running at like 70, so we good right now.
Yeah.
But I'm giving it another chance. I put like 30 hours into that game, so it's not like I put like 2 hours into Death Stranding before I said, yeah, bro, it's over. But Cyberpunk, I put about 30 hours in. I just like in 2020, and I just could not get into it. It wasn't even like I was having a buggy experience or anything like that. It's just that it just did not feel good. Like from the lack of NPCs back then, the interaction between the NPCs were just like, it was dead. Like, the driving was terrible. It just was not a good game to me. But then you see like people always say, oh, Cyberpunk has always been good. I'm like, bro, what were y'all playing? Honestly. But I'm gonna give it another shot now that all of these updates have come out. And I actually downloaded a whole mod collection that was supposed to be like the ultimate mod pack for Cyberpunk. So we're gonna see it in the best conditions possible. Am I gonna enjoy Cyberpunk now? So yeah, that's next on the agenda.
Okay.
But that's all I got as far as gaming. You ready to get into some news?
Of course.
All right. So shout out to PlayStation and Xbox and Nixus, because of course they decided to save this announcement for right after we record, right? As usual. And that is that Helldivers 2, PlayStation first party IP, not forced by any other entity, not owned by any other entity, strictly a PlayStation IP that is published by PlayStation.
Yeah.
Is going to Xbox Series X and S August 26th. Actually, that was supposed to be my background now that I think about it.
Helldivers?
Yeah. And of course, that's shut the internet down for a little bit because came out of nowhere. And we knew we've always talked about like PlayStation's gonna follow through with like the third party thing that Xbox is doing. It's kind of inevitable, right? And Helldivers always made sense, but I didn't think it was gonna be like this soon, personally. I don't know if you feel differently.
I kind of, I didn't. I didn't think it was gonna be like this soon either, but I remember hearing things about it like last year,
Yep.
like in July, in August. So
And
it's like,
shout
so the
out,
talks have been a year going on for a year. I
shout
would
out
say.
to Special Nick because he needs to get his credit for this, because he was the one saying, "Hey, they're in talks. PlayStation and Xbox are in talks to bring, or PlayStation is in talks to bring the game to Xbox." And everybody came at him. They called him a liar. They said it's not happening. Called him Moriarty on when they did the sacred symbols, finding a Duke. Called him Moriarty, was like, it's not happening. And look where we are a year later.
Yeah.
So this isn't the first PlayStation game to come to Xbox, but there has always been some kind of caveat, right? It's always been, oh, well, you know, MLB said they were going to take the rights away from Sony if they don't put the game everywhere. So they didn't have any choice but to put it on Xbox. Oh, what was the Lego Horizon? You know, Lego forced, you know, Lego is a bigger brand, and you know they had to be everywhere, or they wouldn't let PlayStation do a Lego Horizon game. Which that was a lie, but we gonna let them slide. Patapon, you know, it's an old game, and it's Bandai Namco publishing it. Same with Everybody's Golf, Hot Shots. So those also don't count. Death Stranding, they sold the IP back to Kojima. You know, they have no control over what happens with Death Stranding after they sold it to Kojima, and it's published by 505 Games. You know, that doesn't count either. So it's always been, every time this happened, there was always some kind of excuse, always something that the PlayStation dudes could run behind to say, no, PlayStation is not going third party, and this is why. But now, this is a published PlayStation game on Xbox. This is Nixxes doing the port themselves to Xbox.
Yeah, Nixxes.
That means
PlayStation
Nixxes
studio.
got an Xbox dev kit. Think about that.
They probably got a Switch 2 dev kit now too.
Bro, we already know they got Switch dev kits. Everybody got a Switch dev kit, but at least we know
the Switch itself is the dev kit, no? Or it can be turned into one?
Yeah, kind of like the Xbox. They probably do have a developer mode that you can go into.
Yeah. Because that one time it crashed on me, I went into like some different screen, like I had a whole different menu that I had to like pick through, and I just went back into the menu and I was like, fuck that, I ain't trying to avoid getting, I'm trying to avoid getting my Switch 2 bricked.
It was about to be a wrap. It's about to be a wrap.
Bro, when it crashed, I was like, oh no, but luckily it hasn't happened ever since, so it's good.
So yeah. So it's always been something. No,
Yeah.
you can find something. But now, what is the excuse? Honestly, there's really nothing you can say this time around. And this begs the question: is this a one-off, or are the floodgates, or is the floodgates fully open, or is this just a sign of something else? So I'm gonna go to you first. What do you think?
Yeah.
Is this a one-off? Is there just a special caveat for Helldivers 2, or are the floodgates open and it's gonna be a slow trickle just like Xbox?
Yeah, I think it's like they're Sony is trying to do like a it's like halfway open, you know? It's like the water's trickling, it's going there, but it's like we're gonna do it slowly, and then eventually it's just gonna be maybe not everything, but I could see like like for their new stuff, they port their old stuff to Xbox, and they keep their new stuff exclusive. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I think some I think some things are gonna just be day and date. Like if Fair Games ever does come out, I think that's probably just gonna be day and date, and to everything. Like at this point, I don't understand why they wouldn't do that, especially for a multiplayer game. Because no one's gonna buy a PlayStation 4 Fair Game. So if you want the best chance for that game to succeed, try to put it on as much things as you can, so it can get the player base, or maybe players can be attracted to it. That's just how it is at this point. But yeah, I think for the most like if Spider-Man 3 comes out, like I could see them doing Spider-Man 1, the like y'all can get the remastered of the first, or we're gonna port over that, because the consoles they share, they pretty much share like not the same architecture, but like they're similar. They're super
both
similar.
x86.
Yeah, I was looking at the Death Stranding comparisons because it's on Xbox Series X and S. And it runs at 60 on everything, and the differences are so minor. And the funniest thing is the Series S version of Death Stranding actually runs at a better frame rate than the Series X does. Like it's like the Series X is like 57 or 56, and like the Series S is like almost at a lock 60. So it's like they're pretty optimized. Like they porting over the games is easy for them. So, or it should be. It's not just like. It's not super hard, because they're very similar, the PS5 and the Xbox.
Yeah. So you think it's gonna be more live service games, and then maybe some legacy titles, like maybe we get like the Uncharted collection out of the blue, or do you think something like that is a never?
I think it could happen, maybe like with the next Uncharted movie or something. They're like, if there's a new game, they can be like, the new game's exclusive to PlayStation, but the old games get ported, like the Legacy collection, or or even if they can just port over 4 and Lost Legacy, because that's in a collection itself too. That I could see something like that, honestly.
All right. What IPs do you think are off the table when it comes to going to Xbox? Because we used to be like, oh, Halo, Gears, Forza, those are never going over. But then obviously that was not the case. Do you think there's anything just completely off the table when it comes to porting the Xbox?
I feel like there is. Like, I don't see them wanting to ever port over Gran Turismo, because they haven't done it to PC yet. So I feel like that's like one of their series. They're like, we're gonna keep this under PlayStation, because that is a huge game that attracts people over to that ecosystem. So I feel like that's one that they can say it's like off the table.
How off the table is it though?
I feel like it's off the table.
I feel like things are gonna change for Gran Turismo very soon.
You think so?
I think so.
Bruh, and I hope so, honestly.
And
because
the reason
PC players want it.
And the reason I think that is because of another topic that we have coming up. So I'll save it for then.
Okay. No worries. What else I think is off the table? For Gran Turismo, I don't hope that it, like, for me, like, yes, I would want it on everything, because it's actually a really solid racer. A simulation racer too at that. It's super fun. Even how to like the way they do online races and stuff. It's really good. Even though you have to go through a bunch of menus and stuff, but I like it. Like, you can get really like intricate with it. And you can even do private stuff. You can do public stuff. I feel like I would be happy if it went over, but I feel like that is one that's kind of locked down for now. What else? I was saying Spider-Man 3 and then Spider-Man 1, but I feel like Nah, I'm not like. I don't think that's locked down because they can get so much money off those games. They did it. I don't even know, to be honest. Maybe Astrobot.
I was gonna say, you think God of War is on the table?
God of War? Maybe. But even those got ported over to PC, so I feel like even those can just easily go over.
So you think anything that got ported to PC, it has a chance to go over to Xbox?
I think so.
Okay. See, I feel like PlayStation is at least a little bit adverse. Maybe at least for now. Obviously, things can change a year or two from now easily.
Yeah.
Shit changes 3 months in the game industry now. But I think right now, something like a God of War, even an Uncharted, Last of Us, the staples. Not Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man can make it over. But those games have a good chance of staying exclusive to PC and PlayStation, because that is the PlayStation brand as far as those IP. Now, if they are gonna test any game, like single player wise, a legacy like big PlayStation game going to Xbox,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Horizon Zero Dawn. As much as I just do not want anything to do with that game on Xbox, that just seems to be their test game whenever they're trying anything new. The first game to the first PlayStation game to go to PC, Horizon Zero Dawn. The first IP, or it wasn't the actual game, but the first PlayStation IP to go to Nintendo Switch, Lego Horizon. The first first party VR2 game, Horizon Call of the Mountain, or whatever it was called. So they love Horizon as like this test. So I think they're gonna try, like, if they're gonna attempt any game going over to Xbox, it's gonna be Horizon Zero Dawn. They're gonna see how it does as a single player story driven game, see if Xbox players will actually want to play something like that, and then it's gonna sell like 1 million copies over there because the novelty of it, no matter how bad the game is, no matter how much Xbox fans have made fun of it for over 7 years now.
You don't think the novelty is gonna wear off after Helldivers though?
I don't think the novelty. I think it just depends on the type of game, because we saw like the first batch of Xbox games going over to PlayStation. They really didn't do anything serious. Sea of Thieves did pretty decently, Grounded did decently, but they weren't Forza. And when Forza went over, we're going to talk about that, but obviously Forza did crazy numbers over there. And even though PlayStation has Gran Turismo, they have a racing game of their own. They don't have that type of racing game. I feel like Xbox players, we don't really have a Horizon. And I feel like if you've never had a PlayStation and you've never watched anyone play the game before, you would probably think that Horizon is this amazing game. And
yeah,
probably
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful
game. Yeah.
So I think like Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered will probably go over to Xbox first for a single player game, and I think it'll do really well for Xbox.
Yeah. No, because you got to think, like, no one's going to PlayStation for Horizon Zero Dawn at this point. You know, it's that old, so it's like,
it's crazy that it's 8 years old, but it's that old.
No, but it's like people have moved on, you know, like even with the Zero Dawn remaster, like it just kind of came and went.
Well, just because
on everything.
Again, the game was only 8 years old. It never needed a remaster in the first place.
Exactly. But it's called Yeah, I could see that happening, and we know that Decima runs perfectly fine on Xbox because of Death Stranding. So, yeah, I'm with it.
Maybe Death Stranding was just the preparation to get Decima engine running over there, so that Horizon can make its smooth entrance, and all the
Yeah.
Xbox players would chant Alloy, even though her name's Aloy.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna add that to the list. Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm gonna give it another playthrough. Even though I put like 15 hours into that game, and I'll just disgust it.
I think you should just give the second one a chance. Honestly.
Yeah, maybe I will just skip the first one. I don't like to do that though. That's the only thing I hate.
Yeah, I don't like to do that either.
I hate skipping to the next game when it's like a story.
I've done that
sometimes.
Games. But I don't like
for Horizon. I already know. Even if I give it another chance, there's no way, because I've played the game 3 times. Played it on PS4, played it on PS5, played it on PC, and I got the furthest on PC. And then I was just like, yeah, bro, it's not happening, bro. It's really not. But I'll try for Forbidden West, because
they're alright.
I think it'll be a little better.
Yeah. It has more Breath of the Wild tendencies, so you might like it.
Yeah, I needed more though. I was like, at least let me climb anywhere. Nope.
Yeah, you can do that in Forbidden West for the most part.
There are nodes. I seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of like in Death Stranding where you like scan the environment to see it. It's the same thing where it's like you can see like what you can climb up on, but for the most part, like you can climb up on a lot. They updated, and there's even the glider in it too, which is, you know, straight up from from that.
I'll probably just give Forbidden West a try, just for the gameplay. But yeah, I think it's a wrap for exclusives. Obviously, PlayStation's gonna do timed exclusives for everything. Like, I think only live service will see any type of day and date, and
exactly,
it won't be. I think it'll still be after Fair Games. If we do see a live service that is day and date with Xbox. Now, does this mean PlayStation? It seems that exclusivity, like full exclusivity, might be out the window for them. Is it time for Nintendo to jump ship? Is it time for Nintendo to just come out with their hands up and give everybody the goods that they've been poured into themselves? Is the industry just moving in a way that they need to get with the times, and they just need to Donkey Kong Bonanza, just put it on PC, bro?
That's hella funny.
You know, Breath of the Wild is old enough now. Go ahead and port that over. It's about that time, Subeg.
Nah, Nintendo's never gonna do that. I don't think they're ever gonna do it, bruh.
Why they not sharing the cookies, bro?
Because their cookies are theirs.
They get, like, there's a whole potluck going on, and they eating the shit that they brought. They not sharing it with nobody. What's going on?
Let's just say that there is something on the table. What do you think?
If there was anything to go over,
any one thing, Splatoon, that'd be sick.
All right, there's only one game that if it was gonna be any game that go over, it was gonna be this one. Drag X Drive. Get that shit out of here. We don't want it anyway.
Are you gonna even play it without
I mean, you can't even play that shit. Bro, that would be the most hilarious thing ever. We're porting Drag X Drive to PlayStation to Xbox. You can only play it with Joy-Cons. How we connect the Joy-Con? You gonna have to figure that shit out. But it's on there. Go ahead and buy it.
Let's take a funny.
I mean, technically they could port it to PC because you can just hook the Joy-Con to PC. And they'll be like, yeah, PC players, y'all gotta buy these $90, what is it, $95 controllers now to play our game. How about that? But we already have a mouse. You don't got two mouses, bitch. But yeah, I also agree. It's not happening. I don't think it's happening this generation for Nintendo. Maybe next generation we can have another discussion, but I don't think it's happening.
What do you think next gen Nintendo's gonna be? You think it's just gonna be another Switch?
I don't think. I mean, it has to have. Maybe it'll be like how the 3DS is technically just a DS, but then it has like the 3D is supposed to be the new thing, but it's really not. I think that's how the next device is gonna be. It's gonna be a Switch because they can't not do a hybrid.
They can't turn back.
Yeah, they can't go back to doing a handheld and a console, or just a handheld or just a console. That would be suicide. But they'll implement something crazy enough that you can not call it a Switch, but it'll still basically be a Switch with something extra on top. That's what I think.
Imagine they just put a 3D slider back on there. They're like, yep, we're going back. We're doing it.
I mean,
everything is 3D. And then you can do VR too.
We need the like foldable.
OLED. Ooh.
Foldable displays are getting Switch. Wait, what are they gonna call it? The Switch Flip or the Nintendo Flip?
that'd be a good name. Nintendo Flip.
But yeah. All right. Anything else though on the whole Helldivers 2 situation? Are you gonna get Helldivers? I know you already have it, but would you get Helldivers 2 on Xbox?
Bro, I'm going down with the shit, bro. I'm going down. I got FF16. I gotta get this one too, bro. It's gotta be. But I earned $10 in Microsoft reward points recently, so yeah.
Personally, I don't see myself buying it again because I already have it on Steam. But
yeah,
if it's on sale, I might pick it up just for the play anywhere. But yeah, anything else you want to add to the topic?
Nah. Other than I just hope it does good, because if it does good, then yeah, then that's probably gonna accelerate Sony's plans. But if it doesn't do good, then they'll probably still do some things. Like they'll do. I think fair games is on the table for it, like for sure. I think that's the lesson they've learned from Concord, honestly, is to just try to put it as many places as you can put it. Especially for those games that need the players, right? Yeah, I just hope it does good.
Okay, so Final Fantasy 16, right?
Yeah.
It, like, we know Xbox players are not gonna make a huge dent if that game was day and date. But why do you think, like, what do you think the real reason that games like something like Final Fantasy 16 would perform better if it was also on Xbox day and date and PC, obviously, but like the multi-plat release? Why do you think these games, like, what do you think the reason is that these games would do better if they were to launch on PlayStation? Not really, because I know PC is obviously gonna make a dent, but the Xbox aspect, why do you think it's important for it to be on Xbox as well?
I feel like it's something like they can like it gives them a tail. Like it's evergreen, you know? It's like a FF16, it's even 1, 2, 3 years from now, someone's gonna buy it, especially if it's on sale, you know, like, because it's a mainline Final Fantasy. So it's like, I feel like these games have tails. Like, same thing with Death Stranding. Like it dropped, and like people are still like going back to it and buying it, and it's still relative or goes on sale all the time. So
No, I mean, like day one. Why does it need to be on Xbox day one? Like, what is the importance of it being an Xbox, PlayStation, and PC day one release?
because there's just people that will not go and play on the other things. Honestly, I think that's just what it is. There's people that just have Xboxes. I think it's as simple as that.
You know what? I feel like the real reason that you should have your game everywhere, because exclusivity always brings negativity and
To the game.
because
That's a good point. Good point.
if a game is exclusive to PlayStation,
Yeah.
obviously Xbox dudes are gonna
Automatically
they're gonna spread, and it could be Nintendo dudes also. They're gonna spread some kind of, they're gonna spread like all kinds of shit online that to an unsuspecting person, they might see that and be like, oh, this game is bad. Oh, okay, I guess I'm not getting this game even though I have the PlayStation. Like, I heard that this game is bad, and I'm not gonna. And the same thing other way around. It being exclusive to Xbox, obviously there's gonna be way more people who can talk bad about the game because there are way more PlayStation players than anyone. But you see it every time where, like, if there's an exclusive game, no matter if, as an Xbox fanboy, if you see a game on PlayStation that really looks good, you're not gonna admit that shit online. And that's what happens when you put it on PlayStation only. But we know them Xbox dudes have the loudest, like they got enough numbers to talk enough shit where it's gonna make a difference. I feel like that actually has a lot more to do with it than like the Xbox sales itself. Like, I don't think the Xbox sales of Final Fantasy 16, if it would have been on Xbox and PlayStation, would have made that much of a difference. But would have made more of a difference is the positivity outweighing the negativity surrounding the game, in my opinion, at least.
No, I'm with you, actually. That's why I'm waiting for to go back to Claire, you know, because everyone's glazing the game so much, and I'm just like, bro, how am I gonna enjoy the game when all I see is like all this like, oh, this game is just the best, this game's the best, this game's the best, you know?
All right,
Like,
but imagine if Clair Obscur was an Xbox exclusive. Would you be seeing this level of glazing?
nah, definitely not. Of course not, right?
So yeah, as much as people in the industry like to act like fanboys do not matter, I really do feel like it does make a difference.
Yeah.
No matter how stupid they are.
I agree. Dude, the Xbox player base would eat up Ghost of Tsushima. They would eat that game up. It would be in the top 10 on the top paid games on Xbox, like, no doubt.
I can see it. All right. With that, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. Let's get some of the quick ones out the way. So let's talk about one of the best studios over at Nintendo. One of their rare purchased studios, and
The rare acquisitions.
yeah, one of their rare acquisitions, and probably the one who has justified, actually, Next Level Games definitely is the number one most justified purchase, because Luigi's Mansion be doing numbers. But Xenoblade is not the biggest selling, but it definitely does a lot for the image of Nintendo and the console, and even when it was like Xenoblade X on the Wii U, they do a lot for the image of Nintendo, and they are, I'm gonna give it to them. They're definitely the best technical developer under Nintendo. A lot of people like to give it to Retro Studios because Retro Studios has put out some amazing looking games. Even Next Level with Luigi's Mansion has put out some amazing looking games. But they haven't put out amazing looking games on the same scale that Xenoblade has. And that's really what Monolith is really good at, that sense of scale that makes even the RPGs over in open world games over on Xbox and PlayStation and PC just pale in comparison. To this day, Xenoblade Chronicles X is way too big,
ambitious.
Yeah, for me to be like, that is a Wii U game. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, bro, this is a Wii U, it's not even a Switch game. This is a Wii U game. Yeah. And they were able to pull off
it's in the
this
PS4
world.
category. It's in the PS4 category, in my opinion.
It's a PS4 game that ran. That was one of those games where, like, Bayonetta 2 also was like,
yeah,
this could, like, if you told me this was running on a PS4, I'd be like, oh yeah, for sure, like, that's a PS4 game during the Wii U era. So yeah, but it's time. We knew, obviously, none of these developers really like stop and just take a break for 2 years, because Xenoblade 3 came out 2 years ago. They dropped 3 years ago, and they dropped Future Redeemed 2 years ago, which was the DLC that wrapped up the series perfectly. But it's time. At least we got confirmation that they are currently developing a large scale RPG for the Switch 2, and they are hiring like crazy.
Let's go.
Crazy thing is, you always, like, I always make the comparison between Game Freak and Monolith Soft, because Monolith Soft is over here just like growing like crazy. They have like 400 developers now, and then but they sell like 2, 3, 4 million copies of each game. But then Game Freak is over here barely about to reach 300 developers. They're putting out games every 2 to 3 years, and they just like, why they're selling like 20 million, 30 million for their games, but not investing into them as much as Nintendo is investing into Monolith Soft. I don't understand it. But Game Freak on Game Freak. But yeah, I'm super excited for whatever Monolith Soft is working on. And
what you thinking? New IP, right?
It has to be. I think that the Xenoblade Chronicles saga is wrapped. Like, they did everything they wanted to do. They had an MCU like end game moment where everybody came together at the end. Where do you go from, like, you just start up another trilogy in Xenoblade? I don't think though. What the fuck? Did I turn into Mike Tyson all of a sudden? I don't think so. Now, is it gonna be another Xeno game? Maybe not Xenoblade, but we know they also created Xenosaga, Xenogears. They love that Xeno name, so yeah. Maybe it is just a Xeno something else, and they just started a new saga. But
Xeno Fantasy.
Yeah, who knows? But I think it is going to be a new IP though. It's not going to be Xenoblade. What are you thinking though?
Yeah, so whatever they do, I just hope that they still just get out those Switch 2 updates for those Xenoblade games, because that's what I want now. Because
Sorry, go ahead.
Go. No, I was gonna say I still want to get to Xenoblade X. It's still sealed. It's still sealed in it. I'm like looking at it like, hurry up now. Like I'm trying to get the 60 FPS going, you know. But yeah, man. But I go for it.
I was gonna say for these new hires, their test for like their little warm up for working with Monolith. All right, you see these games, start like updating the textures, getting these games up to snuff to release on the Switch 2. That's your job. That's gonna be a warm up before we put you on the big project.
I like that.
But they're hiring for a lot of positions: application programmer, drawing programmer, tool/environment programmer, UI UX designer, 3D CG designer, in-game animator, effect designer, modeling TA, everything. They're hiring for everything. So it is definitely going into active development. What do you think the timeline for this one's going to be?
For the Switch 2 updates or for the next game?
No, for the next game.
I'm thinking early 2027.
I was also thinking 2027, but I'm gonna say like fall.
Okay.
Because it's about to be 5 years, and they're relatively quick when it comes to their releases.
I think they like that like summer like spring window, right? Or am I?
I mean, Xenoblade 2 was December of 2017.
Oh, okay.
Like it barely hit that 2017, and then I think 3 was August. Let me check.
Oh yeah, Xenoblade 3 was in July,
Okay,
and then Xenoblade. Let me see when DE was. Switch. May, yeah. Oh wait, no, that's Xenoblade X. What the heck? Where's Xenoblade? The first one. Xenoblade 1, I guess. DE. Still just showing me Xenoblade X. When did the first one come out on the Switch?
2020, 2021.
May 2020. Yeah, even that one is May, I think.
Okay.
I feel like they like the first half of the year. Like it works out for them, or like relatively, because July is kind of going on into the second half, but for business terms, it's still summer.
Yeah. But yeah, I can see that though. Another summer release. But I think 2027 is the earliest that we see it, and then maybe it rolls into 2028 just because with the new hardware, it might take a little bit longer than they usually put out a game. Also, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's gonna be a full-on action game.
Ooh.
What do you think? They sticking with what they've been using, or they trying something new?
I think you're right. I think it's gonna be action. It might be like that Final Fantasy type thing where it's like
a little bit of tactics.
Yeah. But I think it's like if you want it to be action, then yeah, it can be action.
Did they make Baiten Kaitos, or was that somebody else?
Or I don't even know what that is.
Oh.
Myton, what is that?
But yeah, so that was Monolith Soft and Tricrescendo. Bro, RIP Tricrescendo. Are they still alive?
Wait, hold on, I wanna. What is this game?
It was a GameCube RPG called Baten Kaitos.
Bro, you know I missed the GameCube.
Yeah, no. But Tricrescendo, I didn't know that they also made that game. And Tricrescendo is who made Eternal Sonata, one of my favorite JRPGs that just never gets talked about.
Oh, this game's on Steam?
Yeah. They remastered it for the Switch and other consoles. But let's see, is Tricasendo still alive?
Well, this remaster came out just last year.
Yeah. I never got it, but let's see, Tricasendo, they are still alive. They have 34 employees. What the f- Okay.
It's funny.
All right. But I'm excited for anything that Monolith Soft puts out. And I just want to see how, like, when we see the next game, it's going to be PS5 Series X levels of just like, bro, like, how is this running on this this tablet? Like, how did they pull this shit off?
Bro, I'm already thinking that way for Donkey Kong, because like it runs at a smooth 60, at least to my eyes it does.
See, but you know, you can't if it's a cartoony art style, it doesn't count. It's not graphical, you know that. Yes, it has to be more realistic, or at least an anime type of style. Anything like Donkey Kong or Mario, it's not graphically intensive automatically. But Astrobot, that's pushing the power right there. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about a little known indie game that needs all the help that it can get, and PlayStation is just making sure that it can reach the threshold that they need to recoup whatever costs that this game costs, because they just will not leave it alone. And that is The Last of Us, but specifically The Last of Us Part 2, because they put out a new update, a free update, which is very kind of them, that now you'll be able to play Last of Us Part 2 in chronological order of the story. And if you haven't played Last of Us Part 2, then you don't know that this game is actually fragmented as far as the storytelling goes.
Yeah,
which
it makes no sense actually.
I enjoy the fragmented version of the story. And I know that there are a lot of people who do complain about the kind of fragmented nature.
Flip-flopping.
Yeah. The flip-flopping between the characters, timelines,
the moments.
Yeah. And they heard y'all, so they put out this update. They actually say that it actually took some extensive work. You know, they had to take developers off of Interstellar, or I keep calling it Interstellar, Intergalactic,
yeah,
to work on this update. But here we are, more Last of Us. Can't get enough. But yeah, I don't think I would ever play. I've been itching to play Last of Us Part 2 again, but I think if I do play it again, I would still not play it in the chronological order, because I love the fragmented storytelling that they do for that game.
Sure.
But seems like you might be interested in the chronological mode.
Yeah, I might be. I don't know if I'll go back to it, but they did add new trophies and stuff, so potentially I have it on PS5, so I could go back to it. I was thinking about getting part 1 on Steam just so I can see how it runs on my PC, but because it's on sale right now, and I think the sale's actually about to be done. But I mean, I'm not negative on it though, honestly, because it is free at the end of the day, and they added some things. They added some trophies for people that want to go back and get some more. because that is one thing that I'm learning is that like the hardcore, at least let's just say 10-15 million, they can be enticed to go back to things with trophies and stuff. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's copium, but if people go back to it, maybe they can boot back up Last of Us actions.
That is not happening.
I know.
Yeah. Obviously, I do not care about extra trophies, but you know what? It is what it is. Obviously, if they were selling this, I would have a completely different reaction. But since it is a free update, I'm not really tripping.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of people complained about it, so I understand them delivering this to them. But honestly, I'm also just at a like just let it go. Just let the game ride. Let Last of Us rest. Y'all have a whole nother new IP that y'all are working on. Why are y'all still fiddling with this game at the end of the day? But it is what it is, I guess. I feel like they're just kind of trying to they're trying to have something so that they be like, Naughty Dog is here. We're here. We're doing something. PlayStation, hey, don't fire any of us. We're still working on stuff. Last of Us.
Yeah, but it's gonna suck because Intergalactic is like a 2027, 2028 game, so it's gonna be almost 7-8 years until like since they launched Last of Us 2.
Yep.
So it's like that's crazy. What are they doing over there?
I mean, they were making probably their best game ever, and then they canceled it because single player.
So it was gonna get an 80 or something.
An 80? How dare you? PlayStation would have came in there and made Neil Druckmann commit seppuku if he would have dropped an 80 on any Last of Us game.
Funny.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. So this is actually a topic that I need you to go more into because you brought it up to me, okay. And that is about for Forza Horizon 5 sales on PS5. Along with some Astrobot data. So what's been going on?
Yeah. So there's this like analytic firm or something called like Alenia Analytics. And like the head of that firm went on to Sicker Symbols Plus, so I was listening to it, and I actually got some interesting data from it, from the little bit, because I didn't finish listening to the episode, but there were a couple numbers that they threw out there that kind of perked my ears. But yeah, they were talking about Colin brought up Astrobot. He wanted to know specifically like Forza Horizon compared to Astrobot, because like that's because what they were saying is Forza Horizon is the best selling one out of all of the games that they've ported over so far. So that's what they were saying. You know, something as low as Pentiment, like I don't even think it cracked 1 million. If it did,
definitely did.
So like, and like Hi-Fi Rush too. I don't even think that game might have done like 500K or something. You know, so it's like it's as low as that to as high as almost 3 million. So it's so I don't know why he mentioned Astrobot specifically, but maybe that's just because that's the most recent PlayStation Studios game. So that's the one that he's most curious about, because I don't think they've updated the numbers since the initial stuff, right?
No.
Like Sony themselves?
Yeah.
Because it was like 1.5 million or something like that?
It was at 2.
Right? Or am I tripping?
Wasn't that 2?
I think it was like, yeah, something around there. It was like 1.5 to 2 million. Astrobot. Let me look up.
I think it was 1.5. And I think around the Game Awards, people were throwing out like a 2.5 maybe.
Yeah. Crossed the 1.5 million mark back in November. So so let me go back to what I like the stuff that I noted. So they noted that Forza Horizon 5 has 0.8 million copies already on PlayStation alone. And the numbers that they brought up, he said that $120 million easily in revenue that they got. So that was interesting to me. But the other thing is that the head of the firm noted that I kind of thought was interesting was he said half of those PS5 Forza players have played The Crew 2. So half of the people that bought Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation played Crew 2. He said, and then a quarter of the players that bought Forza Horizon 5 have played either Gran Turismo 7 or Gran Turismo Sport. So something that the analytic firm notes is that they think that it's actually not taking away players from Gran Turismo,
but mostly from Ubisoft, because
mostly from the people that are looking for a more arcade racer. And then he said that Astrobot's almost 3 million. It's almost at 3 million sales. So Forza Horizon and Astrobot are neck and neck on PlayStation right now.
And it only took what, 3 months? Yeah. April. It came out at the end of April. So like
that's a game of the year.
2.5. No, I'm talking about Forza is only been out for 2.5.
Yeah, it's only been out 2.5 months, and Astrobot's almost a year now.
Yep.
So it's like that's crazy. And Astrobot won game of the year.
when I said that Astrobot was the least selling game of the year of all time, like literally you can go back to any game on from 15 onward, and you look at every game that won, they were massive successes. Maybe not the most massive of the year, maybe not the highest selling, but they were up there. Like The Witcher 3 2015, obviously that game is over, like that game is about to hit like 50 million now, but even back in 2015 it was one of the highest selling games. 2016 Overwatch, one of the most played games. I'm pretty sure it was the biggest game of that year. I think it even outsold Call of Duty at that time. 2017 Breath of the Wild, obviously huge. Like that shit broke 10 million in its first year. 2018 not God of War. Yeah, God of War. God of War was the one that won in 2018. Obviously, God of War sold a shit ton. 2019 was... I know it wasn't Death Stranding. I know it...
Sekiro.
Sekiro is probably like the only one you can say, but even Sekiro was like... it's over 10 million. I think it sold like 5 million that year also. Yeah. It was, but obviously it's not doing like Call of Duty numbers, but it's still up there. 2020 was The Last of Us Part 2. Yep. And even for it being obviously not doing anywhere close to Last of Us Part 1, it's still over 10 million.
Yep.
2021 was
It Takes
Two, which had a slow start, but word of mouth actually got that game to the 20 million mark now. Is that what last time we checked it was 20 million? That's crazy. Platformer, by the way. So we're not gonna sit here and try to act like platformers don't sell. Then we had 2022, that was
Elden Ring.
Oh, we obviously
no question, no doubt.
2023 Baldur's Gate, obviously
Gate, no
crazy
doubt.
sales. 2024 Astrobot. Not even it didn't even hit 2 million when it won the award. That is ridiculous to me. And then it had a sale bump, but it still has not hit 3 million. Like, I think It Takes Two was at like 3 or 4 million when it hit when it won Game of the Year. But then the Game of the Year like bumped it to 10 million. Like it was like 6 million, 7 million, 10 million, like that, because it won Game of the Year. Astrobot won Game of the Year. It saw a sales bump that was like
a week.
That shit was a bump of coke. That's all it did. It was like a ooh, we doing it. It was like, oh shit, that was some trash coke because that shit only lasted an hour. Like, bro, you want to know something? Balatro sold more than Astrobot.
Oh yeah.
You know what else game sold last year better than Astrobot? Actually, I don't think Metaphor sold more, but that's a JRPG.
Yeah, Metaphor is kind of. It's kind of. What is that, like 2 million or something?
Yeah, I think it hit 2 million recently, but it's the least deserving.
Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead. But yeah, I think these numbers are crazy in the sense that for Forza Horizon 5, €4 game, just landing on PlayStation in April, and now it's one of the best-selling games of the year for it. I think it's one of the best-selling games in the US period. According to Circana, Forza Horizon 5 is like top 3 best-selling games of the year.
Yeah,
just because of the PlayStation release. Yeah. Oblivion Remastered did good as well. Actually, I should just throw this into this topic because I forgot to add it. Did you see that the top 5 games of the year has 4 Xbox games in it?
I did not see that. For the US. No, I didn't see that actually.
Yeah, so it was Oblivion, Doom: The Dark Ages, Forza Horizon 5, and I actually forget what the last one was. What other Xbox game came out? Let me see. I saw this earlier, but I forgot to put it as a topic. Let's see. Here it is. So it's Doom: The Dark Ages, Forza Horizon 5. Oh, Black Ops 6 is still there from last year.
Worst.
So yeah, the only game that's beating all of those is Elden Ring Night Reign, which makes a lot of sense. So yeah. But I'm impressed with Forza Horizon 5's numbers on PS5.
Yeah, I mean, it's doing gangbusters.
Yeah, the real game of the year 2021. Even though I love It Takes Two.
Oh yeah, it should have been nominated at least.
Yeah, but you know, a game about cars with no human emotion or interaction whatsoever could never win Game of the Year. You can't have an emotional connection with a car. Come on, Subeg. Of course it's not gonna win Game of the Year or even get nominated.
I have an emotional connection to my car.
See, these that's why we need more Subegs on the panel and less G-offs.
That's funny.
But anything else? Any other tidbits from the thicker symbols? And what is their name again? Aliana? I don't know.
Brad, hold on. Let me look at it real quick. It can't be as Alinea Analytics. No, I need to listen to it all, of course, but I just thought it was interesting. You know, they it seems like they got accurate data. It doesn't surprise me, honestly, especially some of the numbers like rematch, because it's dude, soccer's huge. Soccer's huge in the world. Like,
oh shit, I did not mean to do that. That was wait, no. I'm messing stuff up. Don't mind me.
Oh no.
All right, where's my camera at? The stream's still going. I just accidentally pressed something I wasn't supposed to.
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah, man. I'm actually I'm intrigued. I followed them on Twitter, so I'm gonna keep up with what they're talking about and stuff.
So the rematch numbers, that was the ones that you posted. That was 4.8 for everyone, or only for PS5? Because I didn't.
No, that's so they collect data for everything.
Okay. I don't know why I was looking at it, and I just saw the PlayStation symbol when I was reading. I was like, 4.8 only for PlayStation? That's kind of wild.
No, it's a rematch led with nearly 5 million downloads across Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, and helped by Game Pass day one release.
That makes sense then for rematch for sure. All right. With that, let's go ahead and move on to our next news topic. Let's see. I want to skip ahead a little bit. Let's talk about the Switch 2. We talked about Xbox, talk about PlayStation. Let's bring the Switch 2 into this, because we had a very well-known, I don't even know what to, like, they're a port studio, they're a remaster studio. Can't remember if they've made their own game, but Virtuos, who did an amazing job with Oblivion Remastered and seems to be doing an amazing job with Metal Gear Solid Delta, they have spoke out about the Switch 2. And if you know Virtuos before Oblivion Remastered and before Metal Gear Solid Delta, they were known for being one of the best port studios for the Switch 1. So they know Nintendo hardware in and out, because they were really good at maximizing these games to run as good as they could on that hardware. Obviously, not every game turned out great, but they tried their best, and they had some really good results most of the time. So they've come out and talked a little bit about the Switch 2, and they've given their thoughts. And let's see what they have to say. So GPU performance slightly below the Series S, but with the Switch 2 and DLSS, it makes the two consoles comparable. Now, we once we got the full specs, this was the one that we agreed on was probably the weakest, and the one that, like, everything else was near what I expected for the Switch 2, but there was one component that just seemed weaker than it should be, and that was the CPU. And the CPU is closer to the PS4, as according to them, which is not what we want to hear, but it is more powerful, a bit more powerful than the PS4. So still an upgrade from the PS4, just not where it should be. Because compared to like the PS4 and Xbox One, the Switch had a slightly better CPU, so that's not really, like, it doesn't feel like they really upgraded the CPU much. And they said that any game shipping at 60 FPS on the Series S should easily port to the Switch 2. Now, if you have a game that's hitting 30 FPS on the Series S, that's probably going to be a little bit more difficult to port. But for the most part, we see a lot of games hit 60 on the Series S, even to this day. But also, I feel like devs would put in a little bit more extra work for the Switch 2 versus the Series S at the end of the day. And just on how they feel about the overall success of the Switch 2, they say that it will be very successful. At least they believe so. So that was Virtuos's take on the Switch 2, its hardware, and how they feel about the sales performance of the Switch as well. So that is basically what a lot of us have, or I shouldn't say a lot of us, because they're a loud mind. I don't even know if they're a minority, but a loud bunch on Twitter who still thinks that the Switch 2 is a PS4.
Yeah. That's funny. The PS4 wasn't even capable of outputting 1800p, let alone 4K or 120.
Exactly.
Like, it's crazy.
But the PS4 Pro.
The Switch 2 is better than, the Switch 2 is better than PS4 Pro as well, in my opinion.
So yeah, Virtuos, they got it on the money. You feel it?
Yep, I agree. And I feel like people are like kind of misunderstanding their words a little bit, because they're not saying that if a game is 60 FPS on the Series S that it'll be 60 FPS on the Switch 2. They're saying that, yeah, exactly. They're saying that it's,
or at least 40.
If they can get it, if they can get it at 60 FPS on the Series S, then they'll be able to port it to the Switch 2 at probably 30 or 40. Yeah.
And the only reason that it's not able to do 60 if it's running on Series S is because of the CPU. If they would have had a CPU at least on par with the PS5 or a little bit under the PS5, because the Series S and X CPU is better than the PS5. But if they were able to get it around there, then they would have had 60 FPS like easily. But that CPU is going to be a bottleneck, which, as long as they can get it at 40, I'm not going to be too upset about it, honestly.
I agree.
We got two big games that I really want to see how the performance is going to be, because one of these games had, actually, we're gonna segue right into our next topic, because one of these games was a total mess on the Switch one, like to the point that it was a Cyberpunk situation. Nintendo was handing out refunds for this game, and it was considered the worst Switch port of all time. But the other one was there since launch and just was just doing really good. Oh wait, I pasted these links really wrong, but whatever. All right, so okay, here it is. So the first one, both by the same publisher, and that is 2K. We got announcements for both WWE 2K25, which is already out on Xbox and PlayStation, but we also got the announcement for NBA 2K26 and the Switch 2 version of that game. So first, let's talk about WWE, because WWE 2K18 came out on the Switch, and because of NBA 2K's like really good performance on the Switch one, people were like, oh yeah, bro, WWE, like, it's about to be sick on the Switch, because NBA 2K just, obviously it doesn't look as good. It's 30 FPS, but the fact that they got full-fledged 2K, and back then they didn't really have a next-gen version, a last-gen version, so it was literally just the PS4 and Xbox One version running on the Switch, and it was stable. It just worked. You could play it online, you could do the whole My Career, everything was just there. It was like, bro, how did they do it? And everyone was excited for when they announced WWE 2K18, and everyone was like, yeah, bro, it's about to go down. We're about to have a wrestling game on Nintendo. It's been Last time we had a wrestling game on Nintendo was like GameCube, maybe the Wii. So it was a return to form because wrestling in N64 and GameCube just used to go hand in hand. And then that game was the biggest pile of shit on the Switch. Like, it would crash. It was one of the most glitchiest games. They was doing Mortal Kombat face. That shit was bad. So then they literally just stopped making WWE games for the Switch after that. They didn't even attempt anymore. I think they did one more, and it wasn't as bad, but it was still bad. I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But after that, they said they called it quits on the Switch. So this will be the first time WWE 2K is returning to the Switch 2, and we actually got some footage, and it actually looks pretty good. It's let me actually see. I know I saw some comparison pics between the PS5 version and the Switch 2 trailer that they dropped, and obviously in stills they look very comparable. But here is, I'm gonna put the announcement trailer up. But yeah, this is the game running on the Switch 2, and as you can see, that is WWE 2K25 in its full form. Characters looking good, lighting's looking good, and I believe the release date is actually pretty soon. I think in a month or two it's gonna be out.
Yeah, it's usually early September, if I remember.
Yeah, that's
correctly.
that's for NBA 2K, but I think WWE,
WWE.
yeah, is gonna be out either the end of this month or next month. Let's see, July 23rd, so end of this month. So yeah, Switch 2 edition is coming soon, which is great to see. They were able to get that port out pretty fast. Let's see, is there a comparison? But the one I'm most curious about is definitely NBA 2K26, because actually I'm just curious about NBA 2K26 in general, because there's a lot going on with this game. So the first thing is that this will be the first 2K to drop the PS4 and Xbox One. But caveat, because this one is it just does not make any sense to me at all. They are not dropping the Switch 1 version of this game. The Switch 1 version will be the only last gen version of the game. Or I guess you can say current gen, because technically the Switch 2 is current gen, and I don't know. Next gen. I don't know what to call it anymore. But the Switch 1 version will still exist, $60. But the PS5, Series X, PC, and Switch 2 version will be $70. And the Nintendo Switch 2 version will be feature par with the PS5, Series X and S and PC version. So it'll have the city, it will have the full My Career experience, My Team, online, everything that you can do in the PS5, Series X, and PC version, you can do in a Nintendo Switch version. Now, there is a caveat for the Switch 2 version. No crossplay. So you will only be playing with Nintendo Switch players, which is it that bad? We'll see. Obviously, if you have friends on other platforms, it'll be like, damn, I can't play with them. But if you're like me, who just plays the single player My Career mode, and really that's it, then it doesn't affect me at all because I'll just be going straight into the my career mode and not going to my park or anything like that. And if I can avoid the city, I do that as much as possible because I hate that mode. But yeah, full fat next gen version of 2K on the Switch 2.
Let's go.
So the Legend or the Superstar Edition, they're not calling it the Legend Edition. The Superstar Edition of 2K26 is going to be Carmelo Anthony on the cover.
Oh, Melo.
Yep, we got Melo on the cover, and then we got some bum on the cover. I don't know who this bum is, but let me see. I forgot who.
Shay? You talking about Shay?
Is that who that is? The dude on the Thunders?
Yeah, the dude on Thunder, the MVP, the guy that just won the championship.
Yeah, that bum is on the cover.
Nah.
That's a weak cover with his.
No, the cover's bad. The cover's horrible. I'll say that, dude. It looks like AI made it. Because if you look at all the background, so I know you don't follow basketball, but in the background you can see Al Horford, and in the foreground you can see Al Horford. And then and the craziest thing is, actually, let me just send this to you. I found this tweet. The images for the background are not even from a game that like against OKC. It's a game against the Lakers. Let me show you.
So you just copy and.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna send it right now. This is crazy. Let me. I'm gonna post it in the what's it called, the news for you to see. So the background image is literally from a Lakers versus Celtics game.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, bro. So definitely 2K, they got to change the cover. I think they got to change it.
Yeah, I saw the cover and I was like, bro, what is this whack ass shit? I wasn't even thinking about the background or anything. It just looks off.
And then it spawned a bunch of people like posting like, oh, look I made a better cover than than $1 million corporation.
Like, why is dude's shoulder in front of the ball? Like, who thought this was okay? Yeah, they gotta change that shit, bro. But while they at it, might as well change that bum and put the real MVP, Bronny, on the cover. Greatest
Bronny
basketball
James?
player, greatest basketball player of our generation.
That's hella funny, bro. Bronny. Hey, dude, he's hooping. He's hooping. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't know because I've not watched a single game with him. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Oh, and dude, in the G League, I think he averaged like 20 plus points per game or something like that in his like brief stint, because like he has like this special like thing that like he's not playing against, like he's not going away to play. He's only playing home games. So it's weird. It's like he's only playing home games and he's also on the Lakers like the NBA unit. Weird, huh? But
Yeah.
I'm hoping for him though. He's I feel like if they just like work on him a little bit, you know, like polish his game up, he can be a reliable like role player for sure.
Okay. LaMelo Ball status?
Nah, bro, LaMelo Ball's the number one option on the what's it called? On the Hornets.
Yeah, but it's the Hornets.
Yeah, the Hornets are fucking trash. They're god awful. But as for Shea, you know, I know you don't probably know this, but he used to be on the Clippers.
Oh, no wonder you're a bum.
That's hella funny. No, that yeah, you don't know any of the history about it, huh? That trade that so you know who Paul George is, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay,
actually,
so
I do know about that trade. I just didn't know who got traded for.
It's it was we traded for Paul George because he was on the Thunder, and we gave them Shea, and we gave them like 10 picks, like, and they're not even like late round picks, like they're like first, second round picks that we traded away. So yeah, it's one of the worst trades for us because they literally just won a championship. So, but you know, his that first year that he was on the Clippers, because he was only on the Clippers for 1 year, we faced the KD team that KD, KD, Steph, Draymond, Clay, all of them. So it was like we faced one of the best teams of all time in the first round, and we took them to 6 games with a rookie player like being our best player. So it was crazy.
Little bum. No, I'm just playing.
That's hella funny.
He just like I don't like how he looked, bro. He don't got no aura.
That's hella funny.
His braids too tight. Like he just staring. He just. What's wrong with this man, bro?
You know why that's funny? Because he's literally like the most popular like aura edit like TikTok person right now. Like people love doing aura edits on him. Those like brain rot or like TikTok edits.
Maybe I just got to see him in a game. I'm just going off this one picture.
He's special, but he's a free throw merchant though at times, like how James Harden used to be, where it's you can tell like he's going for the free throws, like just
that
hoop,
man,
you know?
James Harden used to do the most to get them free throws.
No, Shea does the same, but he's MVP. I guess he's a superstar, yeah.
All right, but as far as NBA 2K26, is this gonna be the one? You is it time to jump in day one, or are you still gonna wait for the sale, or not at all?
I'm really curious about the Switch version. I'm not gonna lie,
bro. I'm gonna have to get it, bro. I actually requested codes to see, like I was asking in Lords of Gaming. I was like, hey, we got any relationship with 2K? Because I would love to review the Switch 2 version of 2K26.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get the code, and I'll. But if not, I'm probably gonna still pick it up. I'm just too curious to see. Because
did they get back to you on that or not?
Mood added Lord Cognito, but I haven't seen if he replied. I don't think he did yet.
No worries. Oh, yeah. Good. Hey, I hope you get it.
I'll definitely give that a spin.
Hell yeah.
But even if I don't, I'm still gonna get it, just because I like when I did get the Switch version of 2K. Playing my career on a handheld was like, it was A1 experience. Even at 30 FPS, even with the graphics looking a little janky compared to the PS4 and Xbox One, it was still just a fun experience. So can't wait.
My bad if you could hear that in the background.
Oh no, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, you're good. Okay, awesome. That's good.
But what about WWE? Any no? Never been a wrestling guy?
I'm not gonna pick it up. Like I used to like wrestling when I was a kid, but nah. I'm probably not gonna pick up either. I'll probably pick up either at launch. I'll probably pick up 2K 26 when it goes on sale. Yeah. But the one that I am really curious about, if they ever do it, or there's two actually. If they ever do college football, I'm there. And if they ever do what's it called? MLB The Show, I'm there day one.
Well, I think that's a given because there's a Nintendo Switch version, so they're not just gonna make a Switch version and not do at least a Switch 2 edition. Yeah,
no, I agree. I think I'm there for those for sure because I miss MLB The Show for a while. That was my home game for a little bit. Yeah, so and it looks like trash on the Switch. So I hope I think they will do it. But
did you know that it's actually like it has a pseudo patch for the latest MLB The Show on the Switch, and it actually runs at 60 and is like with the dynamic resolution, it looks way better.
Really?
Because Solve was talking about it on ILP that he booted it up on the Switch 2. and it was running at 60, and like the character models were way better. He was able to actually, like, you could see the ball, because at first he was saying like you could not even see the ball back on the Switch one, but now
Yeah.
it's like a good ass portable version of the game, which
Man, I just
MLB
hope.
The Show isn't on PC, so that
Yeah,
is
it's
like the
not.
only way you can play that game portably.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. I'm actually looking it up right now. I'm surprised I haven't looked this up yet.
I never even thought about
Um,
it because I just thought, oh, it's not gonna have a patch, so it doesn't matter.
I would say it doesn't look. It
Yeah, still,
it doesn't. Yeah.
obviously it's not gonna be perfect, but he was
It's
saying,
pretty good actually.
yeah, he was saying it was 60. I was surprised that it was even 60.
Oh yeah, this looks 60 to my eyes for sure.
Actually, I'm gonna put it on the screen. But what the hell? Oh, because it's So yeah, the character models are still the character models from the Switch, obviously, but it's a little bit higher res, but 60 frames.
That's 60 frames. Yeah, that's the most important thing for sure.
But yeah, I played the first MLB The Show that came to Game Pass, and I didn't play any of the other ones after that.
They're all the same, so
Yeah.
you didn't miss much.
For baseball, it's just I need something like the hits. I don't know if, or no, it was 2K the Bigs, which was like, it was like Slugfest back in the day, when Midway used to make their Blitz version of MLB. And those are the only time I'm really playing a baseball game. It has to be something arcadey, like Super Sluggers, Slugfest, 2K Bigs. Those are the only time I'm really gonna get invested. Now I did play Road to the Show. I played a good chunk of it, I ain't gonna lie. Just because I just love career modes and sports games. So I was invested for a while. But it did not keep my interest enough to like finish a season.
Yeah, for me, it's always just the I guess nowadays it's the Ultimate Team Diamond Dynasty stuff that keeps me going back to those games.
Okay. But I don't think I'll get WWE 2K. For one, it's coming out at a really bad time because Donkey Kong, and I'm gonna be reviewing a game that comes out at the end of the month. Then there's a lot coming out in July. It's not gonna happen with that game.
Stuff, dude. It makes no sense because July's usually like a lull period.
But 2K in September, I'm probably gonna be there no matter what. Maybe it might be a birthday gift because that's around my birthday.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's move on. All right, let's talk about Fallout, because it seems that we do have some Fallout on the table, but not only one Fallout game, but multiple Fallout games in development at the moment. So this article is by Grant Taylor Hill of Insider Gaming. Many were left with a slightly empty feeling after the recent Xbox Game Showcase when Bethesda Game Studios didn't reveal something related to Fallout, aside from more content for Fallout 76, of course. For a while, fans of the post-apocalyptic series have been eagerly awaiting news of a Fallout 3 remaster or a follow-up to 2010's Fallout New Vegas. It's tough being a Fallout fan right now. The hype of the show died off, and the next season isn't coming for almost 6 months. There's no indication of a Fallout 5 sitting on the horizon, and Fallout 76 is in a slight in-game rut again. Fortunately for those hungry gamers, it was recently claimed that multiple Fallout projects are in development. It was claimed in April that the Fallout 3 remaster is in the works, but it might be a very long time before it materializes. We're also several years away from Fallout 5 emerging from the depths of Bethesda Game Studios. It'll be a very different world when the game is eventually released, though. I can't wait to play it on my PlayStation 8 Elite Pro. Recently, during an episode of Skill Up's Friends Per Second podcast, it was claimed that multiple Fallout games are in development. It's safe to assume that Fallout 3 Remastered is one of them, but as far as the others, it's likely something linked to Fallout New Vegas, which would potentially lean on the show's success for boosted gains. Some fans have joked that another game in development could be Fallout Shelter 2, while others believe Fallout 5 might have been moved away from the one-page stage it was previously at. So here's the quote. Says, Fallout is the big one. I cannot believe that they didn't immediately start working on a Fallout 5. There are multiple Fallout projects in development, including, as far as I'm aware, that one you're all waiting, or the one you're all wanting, but it's not far enough along to say anything that's like you're gonna be playing this game anytime soon. So in some ways, it's a reiteration of what we've been led to believe and what I've outlined above. The relatively safe bet to say that multiple Fallout projects are at the very least planned. I heard from Bethesda Game Studios' John Rush and Bill Lacoste at Summer Game Fest that there are stacks of ideas for Fallout games, but they couldn't share anything with me. Bethesda Game Studios should be putting together a Starfield expansion of some kind, and the Elder Scrolls 6 needs to be delivered before we get a new Fallout game. There are a few hurdles to leap clean over before we get anything with that classic post-apocalyptic vibe. So yeah, we already talked about the likes of the likeness of Fallout 3 Remastered. Basically, Oblivion Remastered coming out basically confirmed that the Fallout 3 Remaster is also real because they were a part of the same leak. Yep. But what about the likeness of Fallout 5? A New Vegas follow-up of some kind, or even a Fallout Shelter 2, the mobile game, or maybe something completely new. What are you thinking in terms of, let's say that there are 2 Fallout projects that will come out next. What do you think those are? Not including Fallout 3 Remaster.
Okay, so I think the 2 projects, I don't think it's Fallout 5 from Bethesda. The 2 projects that I could see is like a Fallout Tactics like game and an Obsidian led Fallout game.
A world based smaller game like an Avowed or Outer Worlds.
I think so, yeah.
I can see that too. Yeah, I see 2 different type of Fallout games coming out. One of them is going to be a CRPG, like the classic Fallouts. Whether it's a remaster or remake of those games, kind of like the Wasteland 1 and 2 remakes. I think, or sorry, I shouldn't say Wasteland 2 remake. It was Wasteland 1 remake. But yeah, I think we see a full remake of the original Fallout as a CRPG. Maybe a 1 and 2 collection remaster, because those games have never been touched post-launch. So maybe something like that. And then I think Josh Sawyer, he got the game that he wanted. Xbox allowed him to do that. They're like, all right, we've let you do the game that you want. The game did not sell or push Game Pass subscriptions. It did nothing except give us a little bit of prestige. Yeah, it made you happy and made some very niche fans happy. But it's time to
Incredible game though. Incredible game.
Yes. Not hating on the game at all. But we always knew that game was not gonna do much because of how obscure and niche it was as a game. So yeah, Xbox was like, all right, we've done we done what you wanted. Now you gotta do us a solid. We need something Fallout. Bethesda's not gonna put out anything anytime soon. We need a Fallout game from you. Now the thing is, I know Josh Sawyer has wanted to make a CRPG, so there is a chance that he is just making a Fallout CRPG.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I can't say, like, I'm saying that like Xbox would really force him to do anything like that. I don't think that they would. Even if it was like, I don't think, I think they would suggest, hey, what about working on Fallout? And I think Josh Sawyer would take the, like, he would take it. I think he would. But if he said, yeah, I want to make a Fallout CRPG, I don't think Xbox would really stop him from making a Fallout CRPG, especially after Baldur's Gate. I think CRPGs, if they're done with enough care and they have a AAA kind of budget and style to them, or an IP like Fallout that is big enough, a CRPG can do. Like Baldur's Gate has shown that a CRPG can do something. Like it can be big. Also, multiplayer has to be included. Like I feel like you have to have multiplayer in your CRPG these days, because that's what really gives it that tabletop RPG experience. But yeah, I think Josh Sawyer is involved in some Fallout project. I think we will see a CRPG of some kind. A first-person shooter one is TBD for me. If Josh Sawyer, because I feel like Josh Sawyer will be the only one who can do an FPS. Because I'm thinking like, who else is gonna do another Fallout game that is gonna put out an FPS? I mean, I know they can give it to like anybody, but I don't think Bethesda would trust anybody to just take Fallout, you know?
I agree. At this point, I think it's more so like Xbox wants to do it, Obsidian wants to do it, Tom Sawyer probably wants to do it, everyone wants to do it except Todd Howard. I feel like that's just where it's at right now. But I think at this point, Todd Howard's like, I guess. He's probably like, I'm gone after Elder Scrolls 6 anyway, so do what you guys want to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think Todd has come around to it after, like, obviously he let Virtuos do the Oblivion remaster because he was against remasters in general.
Yeah.
Like, so I think the floodgates are open. I don't think he will be like, he won't be stopping any kind of projects that have to do with Fallout or Elder Scrolls now.
Yeah, I mean, even the show is not like he's like what, a producer or whatever on it, but he doesn't have that much say on it.
Yeah. Luckily, the director has a lot of sense in keeping the show aligned with the game and what it's like. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for more Fallout of any kind, honestly. Even if it's Fallout Shelter 2 for whatever reason, I don't know why you would make a second game when the first game is still like popular today. Just keep updating it. But as long as it's not some Elder Scrolls Blades type of mobile game, I'm okay. It's like bring more Fallout.
So
all right. So let's move on. Another IP that has been dormant for way too long. Capcom says that Mega Man is one of their most important IP. I call Cap. So they were asked about the future of Mega Man during their shareholder Q&A, and they had this to say. The Mega Man series is one of our most important IPs. and we are continuously considering ways to develop it further. However, we do not have any additional information we can share at this time. Subeg, will we see a brand new AAA Mega Man within the next 2 years? At least see a trailer or something, teaser,
or an announcement,
anything. 2 years.
2 years. So by 2027, July.
Yeah, by not even. I'm gonna say at the end of 2027.
July, or at the end of 2027. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say yeah.
It's
but
time?
I'm gonna say it's gonna happen after Onimusha.
Okay, I can see that. Maybe. All right. So the thing is, I don't know the teams at Capcom. I think we did look this up before, but I can't remember.
They're very much like Nintendo, where it's like
but they're
not really named.
Yeah, but they had a lot less than Nintendo, because Nintendo has like 16 teams. Well, I think Capcom was only like 4 or 6, something like that. But those teams work on a shit ton of different IP. Whereas like Nintendo really has it categorized like, yeah, you got the 2D Mario team, you got the 3D Mario team, you got the Animal Crossing / Mario Kart team, you got the what was it? The 3D Zelda team, you got the Zelda team, they do all of the Zeldas, even like Echoes of Wisdom, all of those are under one team. Then you got the Splatoon / no, did I mix it up? It was Mario Kart / ARMS team, and it was Splatoon / Mario Kart team. So yeah,
I'm looking it up right now. It's like they have Consumer Games Division 1 and Consumer Games Division 2.
Yeah. How many divisions did they have?
Yeah, they just have 3. They just have
I
3.
thought it was really small.
Yeah,
so
it's Consumer Games Division 1, 2, and 3. That's it.
All right. But I'm guessing those teams are working on multiple projects, because they don't only put out like 3 games. They have to be working on. So it's hard to like see like what the Resident Evil team, which is also the
Dragon's Dogma team.
Yeah, the Dragon's Dogma team, like,
which is also the Devil May Cry team.
Yeah, they don't have it split up enough that you can really be like, okay, so this team is working on this, so they can't be working on da.
Yeah.
But
that makes me think, who's working on Pragmata? I think it might be. So I'm seeing it right here. I'll actually.
I think not Dead Space. What was that team? What was the game? Lost Planet. Whatever team did Lost Planet, I think they are working on Pragmata.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm seeing on this Capcom wiki
which I think
page,
was Division 3.
Yeah. So I'm seeing Division 1 focuses on Resident Evil, Devil May Cry. Division 2 focuses on Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, and other focused games and consumer fighting games, and online focused games.
Okay,
and
so maybe
Division
Exo
3
Primal falls into that.
Yeah, and then Division 3 works on Ace Attorney, Monster Hunter, and Goku Basara.
Sengoku Basara. They haven't put out one of those in forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
And then in addition to this, they said they have outside development teams, like the team that worked on Dark Void, Bionic Commando. Okay.
So yeah, I can see whichever team worked on Lost Planet. I feel like they have something to do with Pragmata. It just makes sense.
Okay. I'm excited for that game, dude.
I still don't have any. After seeing that gameplay, it just turned me off.
That's hella funny.
But maybe I need to see more of it. I just think it was a bad trailer. What else? What were we talking about? Mega Man.
Yeah, Mega Man.
Okay. So, if any team was gonna do Mega Man, I don't know who I would give it to. Because let's see. Like, I would want the Dragon's Dogma team to do, like, just because they have some very unique ideas, and I want to see what direction they would take Mega Man. But then I also would be afraid to see like what kind of crazy shit that they would just, it would make it feel not Mega Man.
Yeah.
Like, obviously,
You never know.
yeah, obviously, like the Resident Evil team, they would stick to classic, like, not like they would make it AAA and third person, but it wouldn't be drastic. Like, it wouldn't be something super cool and new. I feel like they would play it safe with Mega Man. It would just be Resident Evil, fast paced. But the DMC team, now that I want to give Mega Man the sword, but he also has the blaster, character action with platforming. We got something. But I expect an announcement soon. They've been talking about Mega Man a lot recently, even when no one asks. So I think they have something up their sleeves. I think it's gonna be a full revival, kind of like the Onimusha game.
Yeah, that'd be sick, dude. That'd be so sick.
But yeah, it's time that Mega Man finally gets the respect he deserves. If Donkey Kong can get his shine, it's time for Mega Man, bro.
I agree.
What other IP, like NES, SNES IP? Because I always said that Kirby, they've been playing Kirby dirt, like they've been doing Kirby dirty for the longest, because it, like, how did it take Kirby past the N64, past the GameCube? Because he had a game on every console. It's not like Donkey Kong might skip something, Star Fox might skip something, but Kirby had multiple games on every console.
Yeah. But
they were always 2D. I guess you can say Kirby Air Ride was 3D, but it was not really a Kirby game either. But every time we see Kirby, always 2D, all the way up until the Switch, and we finally got 3D, a modernized Kirby game that isn't just Superstar again. That's what we need from Mega Man. But like, what other IP has not been fully modernized of that classic era SNES?
Bro, even Ninja Gaiden too, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, but Ninja Gaiden's been since Xbox. As soon as Xbox came out, they were like, "Yep, time to switch it up, boys."
I'm trying to think what.
One that I always bring up is River City Ransom / Kunio. They like literally they don't even go outside of that pixel art style. Well, I guess River City Girls is kind of more anime style, but like the actual River City Ransom games, the Kunio-kun games, they're still pixel art games to this day. I'm like, bro, why are y'all disrespecting my boy? And then y'all want to bring out a 3D fucking Double Dragon game, and Double Dragon has always been the worst version of River City Ransom. Count your days for that one. But who else it has still not seen a glow up? Yoshi has still been stuck to the 2D space.
Sure.
Although you can say that Yoshi has been in 3D games because of Mario, but like a Yoshi game of its own story, like Yoshi's Crafted World or Yoshi Woolly World. Also, speaking of Yoshi, we need to make Yoshi hard again. Like, Yoshi's pause, by the way. That was
Ice Climbers? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, who I don't even know what they would do with that game, honestly. But
Yeah, I don't know.
Yoshi's
Just threw
Yoshi's
some out there.
Island, the OG Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. That is one of the hardest SNES games. Harder than Super Mario World. Like harder than I would say it's as hard as Donkey Kong Country. But then every Yoshi game after that, Yoshi's Story, Yoshi's Woolly World, Yoshi's New World, or whatever they call that, they've all been super easy. Like they've perbified it where it's supposed to be the beginner platformer game. I'm like, bro, that's not how Yoshi started. Bring back the toughest nails Yoshi game where it's supposed to be all cutesy, but then you quickly realize that you're about to get your ass whooped. We need that back.
I was thinking like maybe if they do like a Ice Climbers, they can make it like a Jasant like game or something like that, or maybe I don't know. That'd be cool. Maybe like a Kid Icarus game that's more like I don't know, like Nintendo's combining Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, and everything, like an open world Kid Icarus flying game, you know.
So I think okay. Oh shit! I just had. Ooh. Am I cooking right now? Okay, look. Nintendo X Haze Light Ice Climbers Co-op Adventure by Joseph Ferris.
Ooh.
You got one player playing as Poo Poo and the other one playing as Popo. I forgot their names, but they have stupid names like that. I can't remember what it is. And
That'd be cool.
It's gonna be kind of like Peak or Jasant, where you gotta work to get like more like Peak, where you have to work together to climb up the mountain, but you'll also be like there'll also be monsters and stuff attacking you, and sometimes you'll be like mid climb, you're hanging off, and a monster is attacking you, and you gotta kind of like you have to battle them while like hanging off the mountain. Yeah, bro. Time to get into the boardroom, bro. We got something there.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I think like all of the really big games have had at least one kind of third person. Even like Castlevania had their little God of War moment. But yeah, it's time for Mega Man, bro. Mega Man is way too big of an IP to still be stuck doing 2D games. Well, technically Mega Man Legends does exist, so I guess it wouldn't be the first time. But it's been way too long since Mega Man Legends also. All right, but anything else you want to add to that, or ready to move on?
Nah, other than dude, Capcom is killing it. With Onimusha, Pragmata, I think that they're gonna have a pretty big year next year. Honestly,
I hope Pragmata lives up to my or I hope Pragmata is beyond what I expected to be.
I think people are gonna come out of that game and think like it's kind of like a Kojima like game almost. I feel like that's like what people are gonna think of with that. Almost like how people thought like The Evil Within is almost like Kojima like, you know? But I think they're cooking, man, because they've literally only shown off like the first 20 minutes of the game. Like every single time they showed it off, like in the state of plays, and then they showed it off at the Jeff Keighley thing, right? Like all of that was just like the first 20 minutes. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I definitely want to see more. I hope it actually excites me when I see another look at it. But
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead, move on. So this is something that came out after we talked about the whole layoff situation, but it is one of the bigger hits for sure. because although the studio was not closed down, which is Turn 10, it seems that they have essentially become a support studio for Forza Horizon and have basically ended the Forza Motorsport series, at least for a while. They will not be making another motorsport game, and it seems that Forza Horizon will be the mainline series, no longer the spinoff, while Forza Motorsport is basically debunked at this point. But yeah, that was what made Xbox what it is. Like, obviously Halo was there, but Forza Motorsport was right there with Halo. It was the Gran Turismo competitor. It's been the Gran Turismo competitor up until Forza Horizon came out. But back when motorsport games were popular, Forza was always talked about. It was always a little bit more arcadey than Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo always had the simulation a little bit more down, like more realistic. But Xbox players love Forza. They always it was always a big game when it came out. They had a stumble during the Xbox One era at the beginning, but then by the Forza Motorsport 7, they picked up a lot, and a lot of people ended up loving it. But the 2023 Forza Motorsport that came out just did not hit how people expected it to, and it just kind of never found its footing after that. And with Forza Horizon 5 literally being the most successful Forza game of all time, and possibly, oh wait, Mario Kart exists, not included Mario Kart, possibly the most probably the most successful racing game of all time. Yeah. If you exclude Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm. I think it literally goes like Mario Kart 1, Forza Horizon 2, and then Gran Turismo 3. I literally think it's like that. And then like iRacing, and then like Assetto Corsa and the F1 games and all that are like underneath that, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, it's not a good look, in my opinion.
No, it's not.
But I feel like they have a chance to kind of turn it around, though.
Yeah, I have a theory too, actually.
We probably have the same theory, honestly.
Probably, go for it.
And I think the way that they can turn this around is that, do we really need 2 Forza series? With Forza Horizon, the whole point of the game is that it's this open world adventure. But what's stopping you from going to these tracks also, and then going into the full motorsport gameplay? Like, Turn 10 is still there. They'll be supporting Forza Horizon. They'll be supporting Playground Games. They're still going to be making the engine. They're going to be making the Forza tech. All of that will still be happening. But they maybe they still have enough devs who know how to do that technical, realistic simulation racing, and they can put a mode specifically for that in the next Forza Horizon. Maybe not even call it Forza Horizon, just Forza. Just drop the Horizon, drop the Motorsport, just call it Forza, and then you have both of them in one game. Was that what you were thinking?
Yeah, that's literally exactly what I was thinking. Turn Forza Horizon into the platform is what I was thinking.
Exactly. Because Forza Motorsport was supposed to be you drop the numbers, and then you just keep updating Forza Motorsport. That is the platform and everything. But since the game just never never found its base because of
It's a mess, dude. It's a
Yeah.
mess, actually.
And they've done a lot of updates. They've been trying to bring it up to speed, but I think it's a Halo Infinite situation where you missed your mark, and no matter how much you work, no matter how much you put into it, I don't see anyone actually giving it another chance. Now, I enjoyed the game just like I enjoyed Halo Infinite. Like I still go back to Forza Motorsport every now and then, because I enjoyed the career mode a lot. But it's I understand from like where everyone who actually plays that game, like the hardcore base who plays those games, I understand where they're coming from and why they didn't like Forza Motorsport. But yeah, but throw it into Forza Horizon, then you have a series that's already just doing incredible by itself, and oh my god, what's going on with my camera? And a series that has floundered, but you can, like, the base who might want to try out that simulation, they're already in the game. They're like, you know what? Let me try this out. Let me see if motorsport is right for me. Like if I might be a motorsport guy. I think that is the only way to kind of save this situation. Now, whether they'll actually do that or even be able to pull it off, there's always the chance that you try to add the Forza Motorsport into Forza Horizon, and that kind of, then Forza Horizon that everyone loves end up being half-assed, and then that tanks another franchise. So definitely a fine balance. But how did you feel about the news of Turn 10's gutting and the possibility of Forza Motorsport just not being a thing anymore?
Yeah, I mean, it is disappointing because that's a legacy franchise for them, Forza. But a lot of the people that were into the Forza Motorsport, like more sim racing stuff, I could tell they've moved on. They moved on to other stuff.
Assetto Corsa, iRacing.
Exactly. Even some of those people went and bought PlayStation for Gran Turismo. So it's like, it was losing the player base. So I see it though. Like, like they're not really holding their weight. I even was looking at how on Xbox still they have like they'll push out like the updates in the community tab, right?
Yep.
And how like the Xbox players can like do comments and stuff like that. So I was looking at the latest one for Forza Motorsport, which was literally like 2 days ago, or like 1 or 2 days ago. And it's just full of people like being like, when are you guys gonna fix this game? And they're like, people are like, Forza 7 was way better. People are saying like, you guys completely dropped the ball. So it's like,
yeah, and it's
like,
coming up on a year.
Yeah.
So like after 1 year, people felt like Halo Infinite was where it should have been a year ago, but
no, it's more than a year now.
Oh
It
yeah,
came out in
2023. Oh yeah, yeah. They don't have any excuse. It's over.
Yeah, no excuse.
Yeah, like a year after Halo Infinite came out, people were like, okay, this is where it should have been, but it's still not enough to bring me back, because people want that, like, that big drop with story stuff or something, and we never really got that with Halo Infinite. But for something like Forza, like, the first impression was all you got. There was I don't think they can do anything unless they just have this super 2.0 update plan that's just gonna turn the game completely around, a full overhaul. But if that's not happening, I don't see it. But it is still sad to see, even though it's like, I've always been a Horizon guy at the end of the day. I tried Motorsport just because it was in Game Pass, and I ended up enjoying it, but it wasn't gonna be anything that was gonna like hook me for sure. So it is kind of what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What else we got on the menu? Another franchise that seems to be in trouble. Battlefield. And we talked about Battlefield Labs and all the leaks from that and how good this game looked and how it seems like all the cards were like all the it was in the cards for them to win. Like everything that they've been talking about, the fact that they got Vincent Pella heading the game, destruction is back to a level that we haven't seen since Battlefield 3. They brought back squad, so you can there's actually some tactical, like there's actually some tactics. People are playing their classes. You have to actually like play the game how Battlefield was intended. And it was all good. Like everyone was so happy. Everyone who played the betas, any comments I've heard from it, it's always been positive. But then you remember that this is an EA game, and that's where the shit starts to hit the fan, because we got some new details on Battlefield 6 and it doesn't seem good. So one, the budget is reportedly over 400 million already. Now, if Battlefield was known for doing Call of Duty numbers, this wouldn't be an issue at all. But knowing that Battlefield could be anywhere from a 2042 level flop or to be in a Battlefield 1 level success, like it's too inconsistent to know if putting 400 million into this game is actually going to work out for them. But to make it even worse, EA has basically set them up for failure, because their goal is to hit over 100 million players. Over 100 million players. Now, to put this into context, the few games that have hit 100 million are Minecraft, Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, PUBG Mobile, League of Legends. Like look at the games I'm listing right now. These are evergreen live service titles that have established their place in the market. You know what? Just to put it in context, Marvel Rivals has not hit 100 million yet. And that's the biggest live service game to come out since what, like Apex Legends, I want to say. It's probably like the last big live service game. So EA expects this game to be above Apex Legends, above Marvel Rivals, that literally has Marvel to kind of carry it. Now, they do have a free-to-play mode, including a battle royale, which it is 2025. We're way past the battle royale crave, but a lot of people have wanted at least a lot of Battlefield fans have wanted a good battle royale. Obviously, Battlefield 5 had one, but it was terrible. So the free-to-play is obviously going to bring in players that just want to try it out, but is that going to be enough to reach 100 million? I still doubt that. And to put into more context, the most players a Battlefield game has ever had was around 30 million. So they want to bring in 70 million more players than the best Battlefield. I think it's a wrap.
Yep.
Can they pull it off?
You're asking me, right?
Yeah.
Nah, they ain't pulling it off, bro.
What could they do to pull this off? Like, let's say the battle royale is good and it is Warzone level or Apex Legends level.
Sure.
Is it gonna actually pull Warzone players off? Because they're literally fighting for resources. Like they're fighting for players. The players aren't gonna come out of nowhere. They have to take the players from somewhere else. Is it gonna be enough to pull people from Warzone or Apex Legends?
I think did they announce if it's free to play this
Yes,
VR mode?
the free to play is gonna be the battle royale, but they said modes, so there will be plural free to play modes.
Okay. 50. Okay, so I was gonna say, so their projection, or they want 100, right?
Yes, 100.
I think they might do half of that. So I'm gonna say
In the first year,
they can get,
I can see 50 million in the first year.
especially if it's good.
Yeah, if it's good, obviously. But I trust Vincent Pella, so I'm just assuming that it's gonna be good. Because he made Apex Legends. Like,
yeah,
Vincent Pella knows he's never missed once. So I trust his vision. If he is deciding to do a battle royale, I feel like he's gonna make it fresh somehow and then put that Battlefield spin on it as well. But EA is not making it easy at all.
they're putting a lot of pressure.
Now, they say the goal is to have over 100 million. We don't know if that's over 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Because, yeah, 5 years from now, if Battlefield is still doing its thing, I could definitely see it hitting 100 million. But if EA's like, oh yeah, you haven't hit 100 million after a year, yeah, we pulling the plug. It's a wrap. Battlefield is done. So, like, I could definitely see that from EA. But another thing is the $400 million budget. Now, obviously, Call of Duty has a shit ton of microtransactions and battle passes and all this. And Battlefield has battle passes. They have a few microtransactions, but how are they, like, no one, it's these military games, who's buying, like, it's for these military games, it's at a point where you really can't do, like, if you don't want to go crazy and just go off the walls with the cosmetics, then no one's gonna buy anything. But then if you do go off the wall and you add all of these crazy characters like Beavis and Butthead and Ninja Turtles and Transformers and all this bullshit in these games that just does not fit with what you're trying to add, they do sell, because obviously that's why they keep on bringing them. But then your horror fan base is turned off, especially Battlefield. Like, Call of Duty has a very childish, like they have very young players, but Battlefield has always been a more mature game, if anything. Like, a lot of older people play Battlefield versus Call of Duty.
Yeah, because it requires more tactics. Like, it requires more team, like, communication and stuff like that.
I don't think adding Beavis and Butthead or Cheech and Chong would fly in Battlefield. Just like how the remember when they added the cat ears to Halo and the Halo fan base fucking riot over just cat ear attachments to the helmet. Like, it's they have such an uphill battle, bro. But what can they do? Like,
nothing, honestly. It's just I don't know, man. I just hope it's good because I'm excited for it.
I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be the best Battlefield since 4 or even 3. But is that gonna be enough? Because it doesn't seem like EA is content with it just being a good Battlefield game. It has to be more. It has to be better than any Battlefield before it. But it is supposed to be coming out before April of next year, which is super soon. They did say that it's definitely like fighting to get out that date, so it might be delayed, but I think it will still come out sometime in 2026. Actually, I think they want to get out before GTA, because if they get out after GTA, it might really be a wrap. But
I think they might be fine if it's near GTA's like single player, but if it's near its like multiplayer release, it's over.
Yeah, so hopefully everything works out, because I love Battlefield. Want to see more Battlefield, but this might be the last shot for that franchise, honestly, at least for a long time. But yeah, anything else you wanted to add before we move on?
No, other than hopefully they do like an open beta or something soon.
Yeah, the Battlefield Labs has been closed, so we haven't had too many impressions from it, but I can see them opening it up soon. Hopefully they don't go the skate route and just have it in perpetual beta for 3 years or something. All right, let's get into two of our big ones, because one of these was confirmed the other day, and it's looking like it's a wrap for us, bro. Especially if you didn't already get your consoles, you were waiting, you were plotting. It might be a wrap for you, bro. Not gonna lie, cause remember April, or was it March, into March, something like that? They put a hold on all of the tariffs for 90 days. And for a little while, all these companies, they were like, we're not gonna raise any prices because they put the tariffs on hold. So as of this 90-day hold, these are the prices. Nintendo Switch 2 came out at the $450 price, and they didn't have to raise the price or anything, but those 90 days is up. And guess what happened? Oh, y'all thought the tariffs was gonna go away? Nope, the tariffs are back, and some are a little lower, some are a little higher, but honestly, for the most part, they've added more countries than before, and it doesn't seem like anybody has been spared. So this is coming from I don't know this company, Apricitus.io, but they announced that Trump announced what the tariffs will be on Truth Social. So Japan 25%, South Korea 25%, Malaysia and Kazakhstan 25%, South Africa 30%, Laos 40%, Myanmar 40%. That is not all, because there's actually like 4 pages of these. Then there's Tunisia 25%, Bosnia and Herzegovina, I can't even say that. 30%, Indonesia 32%, Bangladesh 35%, Serbia 35%, Cambodia 36%, Thailand 36%. There's more, don't worry. And Philippines, this was actually announced today. So there's been more being announced as time is going on. So those were from like 2 days ago, but this is from today. So now there's Philippines 20%, Brunei 25%, Moldova 25%, Algeria 30%, Iraq 30%, Libya 30%. But somebody got the golden ticket, and I don't know what they did, but for whatever reason, Brazil is getting hit with a 50% tariff, which is the highest out of any of these tariffs so far. And yeah, it's here. Obviously, this applies to video games, consoles, hardware of all kinds, controllers, discs, cartridges, everything is affected. So there's a chance that even video game prices will go up even more than the $80 because of either the cost of, I mean, if anyone's on PlayStation and Xbox, they should not be raising the price because of the cost of a disc going up another $1. But like, if you're putting your games on the Switch and you're trying to use a physical cartridge, that $14 might go up to like 20, like the extra cost of the cartridge. Like, that's crazy. But we were hoping that it was gonna just like, oh, maybe he's bluffing. It doesn't seem like he's bluffing. They were saying he was a master negotiator. It doesn't look like the negotiations worked. But is it a wrap for these consoles? Like, is the console market just gonna see a decline? Is the Switch 2 not gonna hit any of its metrics because they're gonna have to raise the price significantly to make up for this?
And I think we're probably, this is why we're seeing PlayStation port over games to Xbox and be more open to it and stuff, because yeah, there's only so many people buying consoles, and these consoles are getting more and more expensive. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to say it's over, but it's gonna be more and more agnostic as the time goes on, for sure.
All right. I think I gotta say it, bro.
Okay.
If these tariffs go into place, Switch 2 has to bump up to 550, 600, 650, whatever it's gonna be, and then the console stops selling, they're gonna go third party, bro.
Oh no.
All their games will go to mobile only.
iOS.
It's gonna be on Apple Arcade.
That's hella funny, bruh.
No, I'm just playing. Yeah, it's definitely gonna hurt, especially with the Nintendo Switch 2 being a brand new console and it's happening right after their launch. It's gonna definitely impact their sales significantly because the US is their biggest market by a pretty wide margin. And they're projecting to sell like 20 million. Like, I don't, at 550, 600, 650, I don't think they can do that. I think that is way too rich for most people, but like 450 is already kind of pushing it for a lot of people. But yeah, it's gonna be rough unless something changes by August 1st. We just keep getting holds while he's negotiating. but we go out to see how it plays out. But I expect at some point some kind of announcement from all of these hardware developers, including PC handhelds, like everyone. I think we're gonna see price increases across the board. Unless, I mean, if Xbox goes up anymore, like we gotta slap them, because they already they raised the prices before the tariffs even went into place. So if they raise it more, yeah, count your days, Microsoft. But it's looking spooky, that's for sure. Anything you want to add?
Other than, I hope they can I hope they can keep that 450, because even right now, like yeah, they are expensive. They're still gonna be coming in under whatever the next Xbox is, and the Xbox Ally, and the PS5 handheld.
The next gen PC handhelds, they're all
yeah
700, 800, 900 plus. Like
exactly.
anything using the Z2 Extreme, maybe not the Z2 Go, but the Z2 Go has been pretty, like, it hasn't been a significant boost in power. It's just been a good boost in battery life.
Yeah, exactly.
But anything using that Z2 Extreme, expect that to be 850 plus. So if you can and you're financially stable enough, get the Switch 2 now. If you even have any inkling of like any kind of want for that device, go ahead and get it now, because it's gonna, if these tariffs go into effect on August 1st, it's going up. Like, Nintendo is not gonna play. They're not gonna eat the cost. They won't even eat the cost of their own cartridges. What makes you think they're gonna eat the cost of tariffs that had nothing to do with them in the first place? So
Yeah.
if you're eyeing it, it's time. Go ahead, because it might be a wrap.
Get it now for GTA 6.
What's it called? And they're just like, they're supplying these Switches so fast. And I think it is because the tariffs, that they're just like shipping them, and they're just shipping packs out like, as it seems like every day. Either Best Buy, Walmart, now Amazon is popping up with some too. Even like the My Nintendo store has been resupplying. Like, that's gonna be your best chance. They're pushing them out. They're in stores at some of these locations. You can find one. It's not super hard, because they're actually popping these Switch 2s out pretty rapidly compared to like the PS5 and Series X launch.
Yeah, I agree. We need to get that Switch 2 by 10 mil by the end of the month.
I don't know about no 10 mil.
I think it's gonna happen, bro.
We'll see. Maybe 5. 10? I don't think so.
It's already past 5.
Oh yeah, true. You're right. Oh wait, but no, Nintendo said no, that information is not correct. Don't believe that. All right. Let's move on to our last topic. So of course, with every piece of bad Xbox news, no matter if it is directly related or indirectly related, Game Pass always comes under fire. And of course, the layoffs that happen, no different. But our good friend Christopher Dring, who I feel like he does it on purpose, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like, he tries to.
He's a rage baiter, bro.
Because the way he worded what he said, he knew. And it's the crazy part is, he said what he said, and then he just took a nap. he went like he logged he said, yeah, you know it. Bro, all right, let me start from the beginning because this one was hilarious. So obviously the layoffs and everything happening, and Chris Dring basically says that he got clarification about, like, people were putting Game Pass under fire and all this, saying it wasn't profitable, because if it was profitable, none of this would be happening, and yada yada, all things. Colin Moriarty pops up, all you know, the usual every time. All right, then Christopher Dream comes out and he says, you know what, I got clarification from Xbox that Game Pass is profitable if you don't include, and he's like, but that does not include first party costs and first party games. So, you know, it's profitable from, like, basically the way that people took it was, oh, it's only profitable if you don't account for the first party development costs and all of the lost sales of that as well. So then people were like, wait, that means it's not profitable. Like, it's not profitable because the first party games, they obviously, like, some of them cost hundreds of millions, maybe 200 million. But then you also have the lost sales. They're not selling as much because of Game Pass. So they can be profitable. And then all the people who have been waiting for the failure of Game Pass, they finally were able to have their fanfare. You know, Colin Moriarty was coming out with some gifts, like, try to tell y'all, you know, J-Dub was in the streets. All of the PlayStation dudes, they were like, yeah, popping bottles. It's a wrap. Game Pass isn't profitable. We try to tell y'all all that. This man, Christopher Dream, that he said this on like the third, and then on like the second or the third, something like that. It took him, let's see, it took him 4 days. He was just, I know he was on Twitter just eating up he was just laughing his ass off, just like I caused this. I'm the mastermind behind all of this. And then he's like, but I know he loves to play both sides, right? He's not okay just letting Xbox burn. He wants both sides to feel the pain, because he comes back 4 days later and he's like, okay, I need to correct / clarify something. First, Xbox Game Pass is profitable even when you factor in the lost sales for its first party teams. Sources who would know have told me. Over 18 months ago, I checked with Xbox about what's included in the Game Pass P&L. Basically, I was looking to see if Game Pass's costs factor in the impact to unit sales or their internal studios. I was told that first party games have their own P&L separate to Game Pass as they make money over other means. I felt this piece of internal accountancy might mean Game Pass is profitable, but it sure does put pressure on the margins for its internal games, and possibly means some studios don't make as much profit or any profit at all. That doesn't actually matter in real terms, but seeing the impact Game Pass was having on first party games and the amount of money Xbox was spending on studios, I want to check if the full impact of the service was being considered in their Game Pass is profitable line. This was before Xbox started publishing fully on PS5. Studios can now make stronger margins on premium sales as a result of that move. But regardless to all that, sources have reached out to tell me that even when you include lost revenue associated with first-party games, not just unit sales, but microtransactions, Game Pass is still profitable. So that's great. Right, Tony Hawk's is out. Let's get back to that. This man let Twitter break loose for 4 days, and then finally came back to actually clarify what he said. And then what happened? Oh, how to turn tables, because everybody who was popping bottles too early, now they on the receiving end because we're back to square one. Game Pass is profitable, and they're still trying to look for any reason as to why it's not. And
yeah, I actually I was gonna say I actually did a little bit of research on this too. I don't know if you've seen it in the Discord. I posted like I was learning like new terms like capitalization and amortization.
Yep.
To just to like keep it like layman's speak, it's like I actually have the notes written down here. I posted it, or I put it on my Google Docs. Capitalization refers to the process of taking an expense and treating it as an asset rather than immediately recognizing it as a cost in the income statement. And then amortization is how you gradually expense a capitalized cost over the life of the asset. So it's like when the game is in development, you treat it as a capitalized asset. And then once it's out and then it's more like evergreen, then it's treated more as like a amortized asset. And both of those are considered in like the books, but there's just they're spread out differently. So it's like so it doesn't show like peaks and valleys. It's more so like a flat line. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like a gradual line going up instead of it always being like here it's super high because we spent $1 billion R&Ding and all that shit, our games and stuff. So it's like it's meant to like it's meant to balance it out over the course of the game's lifespan and like it being included into Game Pass and all these services. Yeah, man. It's wild, man. It's wild. I think it's funny that people just keep on, picking at Game Pass when every single freaking company has a subscription service, It's like no one's questioning NSO's, viability. No one's questioning PlayStation Plus's viability. Like, I don't know.
But you know why everyone questions Game Pass? It's because
the day one stuff.
It's because it's too good to be true. Like that's
sure.
literally the service is so good that it feels asinine that they would actually be making money because we're getting such a good deal from it that it doesn't make sense to most people. Like people just keep looking at it like, look at what you're offering. Look at the games that are releasing in Game Pass. How are you making money? Because these other companies are struggling to make money when they're selling the games at full price. You're practically giving these games away for free, but you're telling us that you're making money by doing that. If anything, you're paying to like you're paying out of pocket to get most of these games, or you're losing sales on your products that would normally sell a lot more. So how are you making money? And it seems like they've explained this so many times, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to listen. They want to make their own pseudo facts about what's going on. But at the end of the day, Game Pass is profitable. No matter how you try to spin it, you can put your caveats and everything. You can say, well, they have to make up their like it's not profitable by itself. But why would that matter? It's not like if there was Game Pass exclusive games, like there's movies that only release on Netflix, then that would matter. But the games are still sold. They still make money on the other means besides Game Pass. Game Pass is an option. It's not the only method of getting these games. So
yeah.
I don't understand why people have this obsession that if Game Pass isn't profitable by itself with no outside numbers, then it's not profitable. But that's not how it works. It's like
Yeah.
Red Lobster be giving out free Cheddar Bay biscuits before you even get your meal. You think that, or like, I don't see anybody going to Red Lobster and be like, hey, that's not, like, how are you making money? This guy over here just ate 10 baskets of Cheddar Bay biscuits. Like, shouldn't y'all be bankrupt? But obviously they make money off of the actual, like, they make money that makes up for that with other meals and other methods. So that's how I feel every time I hear people talk about Game Pass being unprofitable. Like, if Microsoft is profitable, as we've seen, or I should say Xbox division is profitable, as we've seen post like the PS5 ports and everything, that means Game Pass is profitable still. Do you agree, or am I talking on my ass?
No, I think people are too focused on the numbers. Yeah, they're interesting. We were talking about the Forza numbers and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, Microsoft goes by a different statistic than just units sold and all that. So, I think people just need to start just enjoying it more, spreading the word more while it's here and it's still good,
Yep.
I think that's all we can really ask for.
And that, like, really, as a consumer, it shouldn't even matter if it's profitable or not. If you enjoy what Game Pass is, and just enjoy it. And if you don't like Game Pass, then ignore it. That's literally all you have to do. So yeah, I don't know. Will the conversations of Game Pass is unprofitable ever end? Maybe when they hit 100 million subscribers, which you can say that they have definitely missed some milestones, because they were wanting to be at 100 million by this time. Obviously they're nowhere near that goal. So you can definitely say that it's not going how they thought it would. Obviously those were like pandemic goals, when it was just infinite growth for Game Pass, even when they weren't even marketing it, even though they're still not marketing it to this day. But yeah, man, will Game Pass ever hit the $100 million? I said $100 million, 100 million mark, players, subscribers, or whatever.
I think it will if they add a free service, like a free with ads and stuff like that. I think it could. It's just gonna look a little different, I think, or with extra tiers or something.
Yeah. Free to play tier with ads could definitely, because mobile gamers do not care about ads. We see the games that they play and ads be everywhere.
Facts.
And they not even doing anything before the ad pop up. they press like 5 buttons and then ad pop up. And you're like, okay, that's fine. But I can see like a curation, maybe like 50, 100, maybe 50 to 100 games. A lot less. No. It has to be, what is it, the tier that Core? How many games does Core have right now? I don't even think it has 50.
I think it has quite a bit. Let me see. I don't know if it has like I think it might be like 50 to 80 games. Or let me look. Xbox Game Pass. Oh wait, it's over 25 right now.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see. Is there a list?
It's around 40 games according to
40?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let me see. Xbox Game Pass core. Let's see what's in there. I think it started with over 25, and then they've added some more every now and then. But I don't see a list. So they got Fallout 76, Deep Rock Galactic, Control, Daisy, Descenders, Doom Eternal, Chivalry 2, Celeste.
Let me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me. No, go for it. I was just counting it. So 1, 2, 3. $51. They have 51 games on there right now. And that's including some Xbox 360 games as well.
Okay. But yeah, I can see that as a free tier, have games like Sea of Thieves, although I don't know how you would put ads in a perpetually online game like Sea of Thieves.
I think it's literally just gonna be like you watch an ad
before playing.
Yeah, I think that's literally what it's gonna be.
Or they can use AI and implement it into the games. You look down off your boat into the water and you just see Viagra.
That's hella funny.
What's that in the cloud? Man, look at this skybox there. You just see fucking Blue Chew in the horizon.
It's hella funny.
But yeah, I feel like that might be the only way that happens. But I think it's still a little while before we see a free-to-play tier of any kind.
I think even if they add like an additional like ultra super uber max one where it's like you get like World of Warcraft and you get like Ubisoft Plus and you get like EA Play. Maybe
and you get PlayStation Plus on Xbox.
You get the PlayStation games. It's like Helldivers and like Death Stranding.
What else could they do? I think a mobile tier, especially in Asian countries, would do amazing. They just need to make a like $5, $7 a month tier just for mobile and cloud.
Streaming only one too, yeah, for sure.
Well, I guess it would be the cloud version with mobile. And I want both of them.
Yeah, and they could even do like for the streaming only one, it can be like the $5.99 one is like the Series X blades, and then the $10.99 one is gonna be like 4090s or some shit, or 7090s or 7080s or whatever.
So yeah, they still have a lot of paths to growth still, because right now they're at 40 million, and like cloud isn't even where it should, like it's not even at what it could be. It's not at the best it could be at the moment.
Yeah,
so we'll see how it continues to grow or decline. We'll see how it goes. But at this point in time, Game Pass is the greatest deal in gaming, and it's unmatched. So I'm gonna continue to enjoy Game Pass for as long as Xbox can keep it up, however long that may be. But anything else you want to add before we wrap up the show?
About the Game Pass stuff, or just in general?
About this last topic.
About the Game Pass stuff, other than that price hike is going to be crazy when Ultimate does go up.
Gonna happen.
Hopefully it's just a few dollars like it's always just been. Like right now it's at 20, right? $19.99.
Yep.
Hopefully it just bumps up to maybe like $22, $23.99. I
don't think it's gonna go that much. I think it'd be $1 or $2. $21.99 max.
Sure.
But then again, I also wasn't expecting them to go to $80 games, and I also wasn't expecting them to raise the price of consoles. So you know what? Maybe we might as well just expect $24.99 from them because they've been going crazy lately. You know, Big Satya at the helm. I don't think he cares about the player sentiment right now. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll see when it happens. But with that, go ahead and wrap it up. That is it. That is all we have for you guys today. Thank you all for tuning in and all the people leaving comments in the chat. We do appreciate your support. Make sure you guys hit that like because we love you guys and helps us grow this channel. If you're not subscribed and you enjoyed the show, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated for when Dual-Wield goes not live. And yeah,
when Dual-Wield airs,
premieres, it's all the same thing. It's kind of live, just not.
Sure.
We not there in person, but our spirits are.
We're there in the ether.
Exactly. All right, Subeg, appreciate you for pulling up. Where can we find you? What you got going on?
Yeah, so been grinding on Lognet. Definitely check out my articles. I'm not gonna say flat out what I'm doing, but I think you can insinuate with my stuff, like what I am setting myself up for, we'll say. But you know, always experimenting, always trying new things, fitting different holes, trying to fit different that's fitting different holes, pause, fitting
I was gonna say something. I'm glad you caught it.
Fitting different niches, fitting different buckets. But yeah, check out my article. Wrote a little bit on Project Amethyst. Pretty interesting, in my opinion. It's a little hidden. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but seems like PlayStation and AMD are helping each other out, and that's gonna trickle out to other different things. Also, Ghost of Yote put a little prediction article out there, expecting or talking about my predictions and expectations of what I'm hoping to see in the state of play tomorrow or today when this goes live. But yeah, been grinding on Lognet, hitting the gym, stuff like that. I haven't done a stream in fucking months, I think. So still gotta stream, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. But yeah.
All right. As for myself, Don Otaku, you can find me on Twitter at PastaFeet, F3ET. You can find me on twitch.tv/Don Solo, SOLOW, but not really, because I'm not really on there right now. But of course, you can find me right here on YouTube, where not only are we doing Dual-Wield Gaming Podcast every Thursday, Project Entitled Gaming Podcast live every Saturday. And of course, catch me on Lognet. I got a couple reviews coming out soon and working on some more games that I'll be reviewing this month. So make sure you guys tune in for that. But yeah, that's basically it. I think. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Oh, if you're still down, Subeg, catch us tomorrow where we'll be live reacting to the Ghost of Yote live stream, the direct or whatever they want to call it, state of play, and we'll have our live impressions on that. Or I guess it'll be the same day.
You should probably push out the episode a little earlier then.
It's yeah, because it'll still be running when
we're live.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be right after this premiere. So if you're still watching, just go back to the channel and you should see that we're about to go live or something. So yeah, with that, is there anything else you want to leave for the people to get them through the week, get them through the weekend?
Other than one more week until DK Bonanza.
Let's go.
7 days. It's crazy that they literally announced this game in April, right? They announced this game in April and it's already coming out. Like, that's wild. That's crazy.
No real leaks. Like we knew that a Donkey Kong game was in the works,
Yeah.
but no gameplay leaks, no screenshots, no nothing. We know nothing about this game.
I know.
And it's probably gonna be one of the biggest games of the year. And it's only been 3 months and it's coming out like that.
3 months. Yeah, that's crazy. So 1 more week until DK, and then just a little bit more until Ninja Gaiden. Literally like a week and a half later. So just keep on playing, man. I don't know how anyone's keeping up, to be honest, but hey.
No job, no wife, no kids, no significant other. That's the only way.
That's
you just gotta know life. Hey, if that's you doing it. I feel like, hey, I'm jealous of you too. Okay,
Facts.
so
I am too.
Don't take it as a diss. But anyways, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy your week, your weekend, month, year, life, all that. Bye-bye.
Peace.